Why today? All right, let's drink our coffee. All right, it says I'm live. It says I'm live. Am I live? Are we live? It says live. Are we live? It's just game on? What's up, YouTube? How's it going? You got your coffee? We had technical difficulties here today. Let's do the intro, I guess, right? What's up, Internet? My name's Ori. It is Friday, August 15th, day number 39 inside the Big Brother house. We've been on Kick and Twitch now for a couple of minutes, chatting. I was doing the whole intro and everything. You guys missed out on a lot. But we're going to start over from the beginning for everybody. It's one of those days. I pressed the button like 4 times and it wouldn't work. But eventually it did it. Blame it on the Vince egg. It was the Vince. Vince did this. Actually, I bet it was Zach. I bet Zach heard that I was happy that he was the one of the 3 that left. Listen, Zach, I don't hate you. I don't hate you. It's the YouTube button. Gotta smash that. I know. I gotta smash that one, Robert. I gotta smash it hard. You made me join Twitch. Well, hey. At least we were live on other sites that somebody could come over and tell me. At least we were live somewhere else. They were like, hey, you're not live on YouTube. So YouTube, make sure you say thanks to Kick and Twitch, because they really came up big for you guys. We would have done the whole update without you. All right, let's start over. Let's have a refresh. Let me get a sip of my coffee here, because we got a lot to talk about. All right. What's up, Internet? My name's Ori. It is Friday, August 15th, day number 39 inside the Big Brother house. If you guys don't know, we do these every single morning, first thing in the morning, here on YouTube. Normally we do videos Monday through Thursday, Saturday through Thursday, but Fridays we go live over on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. We have the same old update you normally get, but afterwards we jump into the chat. Let's run down everything here. Let's do I'm voting Ori out. No. All right, let's run down everything here. If you need a little bit of recap, Ava had won HOH. She nominated Keanu, Vince, and Zach for the block. Catherine won the veto. She didn't use it. Zach won his 10K that in week 1, but he didn't use that either. Keanu came up huge in the blockbuster competition. He did it. He came up big. He got that win. That meant that it was Zach and Vince up on the block for the eviction vote. It was 8-2. The only 2 votes were Rachel and Will, who decided to vote for Vince to leave, voting to keep Zach. Currently, right now, though, they are actually lying about their votes, so they're not letting it on 100%. So people are kind of speculating on who the votes were. Some of them are actually thinking it could be Lauren who voted for him. Other people are thinking it was just Will and Rachel. So there's some speculation on that all floating around as well. Other than that, though, let's see where were we at, because we didn't get too deep into everything. When feeds came back after the episode, they weren't down for too long. There was some rumors that it would be the wall competition. It was not the wall competition. It was some kind of memory comp where people were kind of running from room to room, kind of trying to remember different things that were in there, and then they had to answer questions about it later. Rachel wins HOH. Apparently, Mickey was a close second to her in that competition as well. When the feeds came back, Keanu and Rachel were in the storage room, and Keanu was like, the queen, Rachel. Eventually, though, Keanu and Vince started going over just different situations, because Vince kept saying over and over, I'm going up on the block. Like, I'm going up. Like, I fully expect to go up on the block. He probably said this a good 30 times that he was going to be going up on the block. And then they ended up doing a little bit of Steiner math. So Keanu was like, yeah, you got 33% chance in a thirds to win this thing. So you could still be good. If you guys remember the good old Scott Steiner promo, it sounded exactly like that, so that was pretty funny to all watch. And then after that, we ended up having Vince and Rachel having a conversation where he's like, listen, Rachel, can you at least just take it easy on me and not go too hard on your speech, at the very least? Also, if you could, if you're gonna put me up, could you front door me, not back door me? I'd rather not be backdoored. And Rachel's like, wait, you think you're a big enough threat to be backdoored? So that was a whole situation as well. Then we move on. Eventually we had Ashley, Ava, and Will kind of catching up on the whole Mickey versus Rachel situation and how that's all going. Ashley tries to say, like, listen, like, I think we're kind of losing the plot here. Like, let's make sure that we're going after the others first before we start taking out our own, and that we possibly even could repair relationships with Mickey and Morgan. Will and Ava also talk a little bit more on their own a little bit later about Mickey not trusting her with all of her different moves and how she's been playing. They're just not big fans of her right now. Same thing with Morgan. She went against Zach in the vote, and he was following her. She was following him around like a puppy dog. So if she would do that to him, what would she do to them? So they're not really on the Mickey and Morgan train right now either. What's that? Something just happened. Something just happened. Place It Here gifting a sub over on Twitch. Thank you so much, Gifted Here. Place It Here. Place It Here also coming in with a follow. We had Rising King come in with a follow. Wayne Twain coming on in with a follow. Stacked in Florida as well coming on in. And then did I get everything else? We also had Lacey coming in with the biddies earlier. Thank you guys so much. Where were we here? So like I said, Will and Ava, they were talking about how they don't trust Mickey and Morgan anymore with everything that was going on. Eventually, though, we got Rachel, who pulled in Kelly for a little bit of a chat, trying to pitch a bit of a final two situation for her. She actually brings up Survivor 22 with Rob and Philip, in like their whole dynamic where like he was a returning player and he met up with Philip and then they ran it all the way to the end. So basically trying to say that Kelly could be her Philip, which, listen, don't get me wrong, Kelly definitely fits the Philip mold, but she also has Keanu, so I guess maybe two Philips are better than one, right, in this situation. Kelly also says that, like, you know what, she likes Riley, but she really preferred Catherine before the whole showman situation. And then she even offers to be a pawn to go up for Rachel. And Rachel's like, stop that. Stop volunteering to go up on the block. Place It Here gifted a membership over on YouTube as well. Place It Here, thank you so much for the support. If you got one, who's that? Ronald, if you got one, make sure you say thank you to Place It Here for hooking you up with a membership over on YouTube. So yeah, they were going back and forth about all that, and Kelly's kind of saying like, yeah, I'm kind of down, you know, to work with you. Maybe we should even do a final three with Keanu, right? Because then it ends up being really kind of cool. You got the Veto King, you got the Blockbuster Queen, and then you got the Legend. So that would be an interesting little final three alliance there. Keanu actually dips in and he's like, hey, no secret alliance meetings without me. And then just got to jokes and let them talk. But eventually Keanu and Kelly actually switch on out, and Keanu comes on in, has a chat with Rachel, kind of just going over the same old stuff about like what she would potentially do, how he was thinking that she was going to put Vince up on the block, but if she doesn't put Vince up, they end up with 5 votes with Keanu, Kelly, Vince, Catherine, and Riley being 5 votes and kind of being a voting block together. So he's kind of pushing that Vince should stay off, and Rachel actually says, she's like, you know, I wasn't really planning on it, right? One of the things is she's keeping her nominations very close to her chest, kind of where she implies, like, I know what I got to do. I know what's gonna happen. I know who's coming after me, and they're going to be going up on the block. So she hasn't really said exactly who her nominees will be yet, and she continues that thread with pretty much all of the conversations she had last night. We also had Kelly, who then tells Lauren that, you know what, I think we're kind of safe this week. I think we should be good. But guess what? If I win HOH next week, I'm going after Rachel. So maybe the whole Philip thing wouldn't be working out too well for Rachel in that whole situation. We then also had Mickey, who was talking to Catherine, and Mickey was kind of hoping that, you know, Rachel doesn't end up just intimidating people now that she won HOH. And she also tells Catherine all about how Rachel was really pitching during Mickey's HOH to be put on the block and sent home. And she's kind of said that before as well, as almost like kind of like a insult to Rachel. It's like she wanted to even go home on my HOH, that kind of a way. She does that kind of here with Catherine as well. And then we also get Catherine telling Riley later that, you know what, I care about you a lot. You really take good care of me. and you really show me that you care, and that means a lot to me, Riley. And Riley, let me tell you, he could not hold back his emotions. He broke down. Oh, Catherine. Oh, Catherine. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Eventually, though, Rachel gets her HOH room. She gets a letter from Brendan, which brings some tears to her eyes as well, just giving her encouragement, talking about the kids, stuff like that. And then we get an Ashley and Rachel one-on-one where Rachel says, like, look, I know what I got to do, but there's two ways I could go about this, right? I could take a big shot that, I can't miss, or I could take another shot that I really would need to have the right people up on the block. I really have to think about the blockbuster and everything like that. One of the other things they worry about is just the idea that, Mickey, she can come on back, right? You don't need to put Mickey up. Ashley kind of pushes that, like, hey, this can be all fixed as well. So they're really trying to make sure that Rachel wouldn't put Mickey up on the block. But of course, Rachel knows that Mickey has been talking about her, has been saying stuff. So this is all Rachel is fully aware of. And we know that she doesn't like Mickey. But would Mickey actually be one of her nominees? That's to be seen here. We end up having Vince having a little convo with Morgan where he's like, listen, I bet that the nominees are going to be me, you, and Keanu. So Vince thinks it's going to be Vince, Morgan, and Keanu up on the block. We also had Mickey and Morgan having a little bit of a chat where Morgan says, like, this is now the second time I lost to her, meaning Rachel. And she's like, this really wants me to send her home now. Morgan, you're going to have to win something if you're going to want to send her home. That's kind of your issue right now. We also had a chat with Ava, really pushing for Mickey again with Rachel to kind of patch things up, being like, listen, I think you can fix it with just a convo. But Rachel says, like, Mickey doesn't want that. Like, she said that she doesn't want that. And one of the things was that Ashley actually mentioned a convo where there was a group of people and, different people were talking about, putting Rachel up on the block and kind of targeting her. Ava said she didn't really remember that conversation, and also said that Mickey has never said anything about targeting Rachel to her, which we actually know isn't true. Just during Ava's HOH after the veto, Mickey was potentially even pushing that maybe Rachel could be the back door, right? If you're going to put somebody up, don't put Morgan up on the block. Maybe Rachel should go on the block. And Ava was really trying to push that actually Morgan and Vince should be the ones to be going on the block, especially Vince, and then Morgan because she was so close to Vince. Rachel actually also offered her bedroom to Will for him to have for the night, but he ended up not taking it. And then other than that, there was a few more little conversations here and there. Keanu was kind of telling Vince, like, hey, everything's going to be good. Like, I don't think she's going to be putting you up. Vince isn't really buying it. He's pretty sure that he is going to be going up. But that's pretty much what we got right now. Like I said, Rachel's keeping her cards very close to her chest. But if I had to guess, I would think that her nominees would be something like Mickey, Morgan, and Vince. If not Vince, if she does actually want to keep Vince off the block, potentially to have him be the replacement nominee or just as, somebody that she actually wants to backdoor as the main target, I could see her also doing something like Lauren up on the block, since Lauren is another close number to Vince. So if she's not necessarily taking the shot at Vince, she's taking the shot to weaken Vince. One of the other things we can also take a look at here is my allegiance chart. So here we go with the allegiance chart, a little bit different than some of the previous weeks that we've had here. You can see we've changed up a lot. So one thing is Mickey and Morgan, I've brought way down on the board. I feel like they're in a lot of danger. They're pretty much on the bottom of all of their different alliances. I would think that Vince would choose Lauren way before he would choose Morgan. Kelly, Catherine, Riley, they would all choose Vince way before they would choose Morgan as well. I do do think, though, in a situation, that's why I have Vince a little bit lower, is there's a lot of more people who are actually looking at Vince as potentially someone who should go up on the block, especially the other side of the house. Keanu actually finds himself in a really nice spot, kind of right in the middle. He's been working Rachel kind of this whole time. He doesn't really have connections with Ava or Will or Ashley, but he does have that connection to Rachel, which is a big reason on why I don't think he's going to be going anywhere near the block right now, unless Rachel has some plan to put him up as someone who can win the competition, maybe win the veto or the blockbuster to get somebody else out. I don't think that Keanu will see the block, because I think Rachel knows Keanu more than likely wouldn't put her up on the block. Then you have over on the other side of the house, Ava, Will, Rachel, Ashley. I still have Ashley kind of as the bottom over on that side. Ava and Will kind of in the best spots up there, and then Rachel kind of in the middle there, because I think Rachel has a decent amount of things she can do, like with her connections with Keanu, and I think that kind of brings her up higher than where Ashley would be, because otherwise I think Rachel would be almost next to Ashley as far as, you know, how much social credit she has. But again, because she has that connection with Keanu, I think that brings her up a little bit higher. But right now, I do think Ava and Will still have kind of the best spot in the house. Nobody's really talking about them as potential targets. Even if they are talking about them, it would just be as pawns on the block. Nobody really thinks that they should be going out really anytime soon. The one issue with that, though, is just because you are at the top and nobody's thinking of taking you out, a lot of times that can mean because they don't respect your game and they don't think of you as a threat. And that means that if you get to the end, maybe they won't even vote for you because they just think you were just there the whole time. So that's kind of a worry that I have with Ava and Will, that even though they're in a good spot, I think they have to worry about going into the end against anybody else, because I feel like they wouldn't have a very good shot in the final two in those situations. Dawn coming on in with the $2 super chat. Dawn, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything I got for you for what happened yesterday on the live feeds. It should be a wild week here now that Rachel is taking on over. Who do you think she's going to nominate? Who do you think her target should be? And are you excited to see Rachel here in the HOH room like I am? We're going to be jumping into the chat here, talking to you guys now. After we had a hectic morning here as everything went off the rails, lots of technical difficulties, but thank you guys all for joining me here. The look of disdain on the faces when Rachel came out and said, "Who wants to see my HOH room?" Priceless. Julie did not mention double, thank goodness. Yeah, there's no mention of double. We got the mention of Otev on the competition, but no mention of the double. Norma, what's up, Norma? Keanu just has to keep what Rachel tells him to himself. He always tells people the wrong stuff. And yeah, that was actually something that Rachel brought up in her talk with Keanu. Like, listen, you gotta lock in. You gotta stop being so messy. And he was like, noted. All right, I'll do that. I'll make sure to do that. We got Laura over on Twitch saying wild and crazy. That would be risky to put Keanu up. I agree. Not a good time to be saying that, Morgan. That's another thing. Mickey and Morgan are still going around pretty much talking about what, you know, they're going to do next week and that they're going to go after Rachel. You don't talk bad about the HOH before they made their nominations and renoms. That's a great way to find yourself on the block. All Catherine has to do now is go have a chat with Rachel and be like, yeah, Mickey was telling me all kinds of stuff last night about how you were volunteering to go up on the block and you wanted to go home during her HOH. Man, she did not seem happy with you. And then boom, even if Rachel wasn't thinking of Mickey, now Mickey finds herself up on the block. What's also interesting is Rachel's the HOH. And who does Rachel go after? She goes after floaters. Mickey and Morgan, they've been floating. Like, yes, Keanu finds himself kind of in the middle right now, but the way Rachel sees it is she realizes that Vince doesn't have really full trust in Keanu either, and Keanu is being used by Vince. So the way she sees it is she's trying to pull Keanu over to her. So I don't think Keanu would end up on the block, but Mickey and Morgan, they are in that floater territory. Ashley is a floater a little bit as well, right? I think Ashley does have a bit of floating to her. The one thing with Ashley is she was more floating in the direction of Zach. And now that Zach's gone, I see Ashley moving way back over to the other side, being closer to Rachel again. In fact, I didn't even put that on my allegiance chart, but I probably should have her sliding back on over. And then Will, he's, you know, towards the other side, but that's really only because him and Ava are pretty much in the same level in my mind. Where else are we at here? What were people saying over on Twitch? It was the accomplice. Yes, it was the accomplice who did all this. Morgan cast a spell so you can't go live. She's upset. Camden coming on in with the $10 super chat. I think Rachel will nominate Morgan, Mickey, and Lauren and have Vince as the renom option. It would be a dumb move for Rachel to have Keanu as a pawn. I agree. I don't think Keanu or Kelly are going to be going up, though. Although Kelly, even though Rachel's trying to trust her, we also know with Kelly, she's just going to throw everybody under the bus anyway. That's the way she is. But I do think that's kind of Rachel's plan right now, is to kind of use them basically as a fill-up, right? Use them as people that she can have as kind of a weapon and a shield, hope to get to the end with one of them two, thinking that those two will take her, thinking they'll beat her in the end, and then hopefully the jury votes for Rachel over everybody else. We had 1K in chat last night too, did we? That's nuts. We've been having an amazing time on YouTube the past few weeks here as the season's going on. Also, my entire browser crashed. We'll have to fix that. It's just technical difficulties all around. Who'd we come on in as well? We had ByroTube coming on in, hitting that sub button. Listen, ByroTube, you might not know this, but when you hit that subscribe button, me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Don't tell anybody. Listen, it's a secret. You might hear things in chat. Don't listen to them. It's just me and you. We're going to the end. Thank you for hitting that sub button. Is Rachel HOH? Yes, Rachel is the HOH. Kind of amazing that she was able to pull it off in probably when she needed it the most. She needed this HOH win, because if Mickey would have won, if Morgan would have won, if Vince even would have won, I'm pretty sure that she would have ended up on the block. Who's this coming on in? We had DFW Road King coming in on Twitch, hitting that sub button. I appreciate it. And then we also had Emerson coming on in, hitting that sub button over on YouTube. Thank you so much, Emerson. You don't know this, but when you do that, me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Don't tell anybody. We're going to the final two. But yeah, it's 100% something that Rachel needed to win. If she didn't win this HOH, she would have been in for big trouble moving forward. This was definitely one that she absolutely needed. Morning from the PCB, Florida. Well, welcome on in. Is the mask guy done? They haven't mentioned him since he snuck in the house. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. That was something that really kind of just died off there, right? Like nothing really came from that. Who's that coming on then? Fresh Show coming on in, hitting that follow button on Twitch. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. Keanu told Vince about 30 minutes ago not to tell Rachel or anyone that he tells him. She said they can build trust. Like, stop it, right? Like, stop telling people. He can't help himself, Keanu. He just can't help himself. Go Birds. Absolutely, David. Go Birds. Unless the masked man will be Otev. Oh, T-Gold, that's a good shout out, right? I could see that being a possibility for sure. That Otev is kind of designed off the masked man. Because we will be getting Otev. That's kind of the one only teaser that we got during the episode. GHB coming on in with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Very kind. You guys are amazing. Like I said, we've been having a really good time here. The community has been amazing. Like I said the other day, someone said like, "Hey, I just found your channel, and really awesome to be here. Like you do a great job." And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." But then underneath it was about like 10 or 15 comments from just all of you guys on YouTube being like, welcome on in, like you made it to the right place, and just being so so friendly and welcoming to new people coming on in, and it's stuff like that really like resonates with me. It's like, oh yeah, I'm doing the right thing here. Like I'm doing the right thing, and what we're building here, it matters and it means something, and it's really cool. Who's that coming on in? We had Shania coming on in with the Prime sub. Good morning, all. Good morning. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. What was the competition? So it was kind of like a memory-based thing. Yeah. Boltius. I think you told me before how to say your name, and now I forget. But yeah, it was like a memory kind of thing where like there were different rooms they had to run to, and then come on back, and it was a whole thing. Is that Mummer Jason Kelsey? Yes, it is Mummer Jason Kelsey. In fact, he's on my wall. I don't know if you can actually see him right here. I don't think you can. But on my wall right here is an autographed photo of Jason Kelsey in the Mummer outfit on the podium when they won the first Super Bowl. 100%. Yeah, it's 62, a legend. Absolute legend. Rachel needed this HOH, but I'm not sure she's going to come out of the HOH unscathed. Next week would be rough for her. I 100% agree, Laura. 100% agree. Here's the thing. Rachel, Keanu, both of them, if they want to get far in this game, they're going to have to win these competitions. And that's what Rachel was telling Keanu last night. Like, listen, she was like, when I had Brendan, he would win the vetoes. I would win the HOHs. I need someone who can be a comp beast. Like, I need you to step up. I need you to stop being so messy. You need someone to teach you how to play the game. And it's honestly, it's one of like my favorite like dynamics in the house, because the two of them, it's like they should just work together, but the two of them just can't work together. And they're always going to be at odds, and I love it. I love it. Actually, you know what it reminds me of? Who here watched I forget what the season was. It wasn't last season of it, but the 2 seasons ago on Survivor Australia. So what was that? Was that season 11 or season 12? One of the two. There was 2 people on there, Ferris and Kirby. Kirby's actually going to be on Australian Survivor versus the World. But the two of them, they were like frenemies. They were always trying to work together, but then they were always working against each other, and then they would try and work together, and then they would work against each other, and they always were just kind of butting heads. Keanu and Rachel, it's a very similar vibe, where it's like they're working together, but they're not, and they want to, but then they keep doing stuff to like not work together. It's such a fun dynamic, and Keanu is pretty much unintentionally comedic. Like, it really feels, I said it before, it feels like it's a sitcom when you're watching Keanu. Like, it feels like somebody wrote a sitcom reality show, and Keanu is one of the characters. I haven't watched it, but it feels like if you were watching Total Drama Island. Like, it feels like a season of Total Drama Island, and Keanu is one of the characters from that show. It is just so funny to watch. But I love Keanu. Like, I love rooting on this guy because he's likable, right? You want to root for this guy. And it's been awesome. I'm so glad that he won that blockbuster, because I truly believe he would have been out the door with all the reactions of everybody being so upset to vote out Zach. I think they would have sent Keanu packing. It might have been kind of close even. If it came down to a tie, I think Ava might have actually saved Keanu. Don't know that for sure. But what a fun dude to cheer on. I love it. Looking forward to Australian Survivor vs. the World. Me too. What do we got now? Like 3 days? Something like that. Who's that coming on in? Oh, we got Off the Trail coming on in, hitting that sub button over on YouTube. Listen, you don't know this. You don't know this, Off the Trail, but me and you, we now have a secret alliance. It's a secret. Don't tell anybody, but me and you are going to the final 2. Don't say anything. And then we got Brandy coming on in. Listen, Off the Trail, let me go talk to Brandy real quick. Just real quick. Let me talk to her in the HOH room. Brandy! Guess what? Me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Don't tell anybody, Brandy, but I have a good feeling about you. We're going to the final 2. So if you hear anything about any others, don't listen. It's not true. It's not true. Also, the alert keeps going off. What keeps happening? Did I miss something else? What alert keeps going off? Hold on. Technical issues today. Is it going off again? Is it done? I think it's done. I think it's done. Welcome to the Oreos, Pat. Yes, did I miss something? Let me refresh the chat here too, just in case. Ori Rachel has the all-time record, most HOH plus coming into the season. Rachel had an all-time HOH comp percentage record, 50%. Second was 36.36. That's crazy. That's pretty cool though. Good for her. It's the BS alert. Too many final twos at once. Wow, wow, wow. It's not true. It's not true. That was a clutch blockbuster win. So glad he pulled it off. Me too. Look for me in the Discord hangout later. I'm going to ask some questions about how to watch Survivor. Absolutely. Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. Jason and Danielle Reyes from BB3, but unlikely duo. Best unlikely duo in BB history. Yeah, they were my all-time favorite. Jason and Danielle. They're the alert, right? When people come on in and they hit that subscribe button, that's the final two we're making, right? It's our Jason and Danielle final two. Like, wait, does everybody have an alliance? Doesn't seem like we have an alliance. I think we should be an alliance. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's when I really like fell in love with the game of Big Brother, was watching them two play, because that to me is the ultimate form of Big Brother. When you're in there, you're figuring it out, right? You're behind the eight ball. Like, the two of them were always underdogs because they were right. There were other alliances. People were grouping up and they were forming relationships. But guess what? Those two, they worked together, they figured it out, and they figured out who needed to go when. Ultimately, they didn't win. But I think you have that jury sequestered and they don't get to see the diary room sessions. I think Danielle wins that. I think Danielle got a little bit screwed by the tainted jury who got to watch the diary rooms. And if they would have played with more modern rules, I think that Danielle would have taken that win away. Absolutely. Ashley has the shower over her picture. She does have the shower over her picture. All right, do we talk about that real quick? All right, All right. Before we talk about that, before we get into that, here's the thing. I just want to remind everybody, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this stream, if you're having a good time on this stream, make sure you hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video or a stream. We do daily live feed updates all season long here on the channel. First thing in the morning. On Fridays, though, we do things a little bit differently. We do that update in the beginning, though today there were technical difficulties. I apologize. But you get that same update, and then afterwards we jump into the chat like we are now. We get to hang out. It's a lot of fun. Other than that, though, check out all my socials, right? We got things like Twitter. I definitely was not getting into fights on Twitter about AI. I definitely was not doing that today, guys. Listen, I was being a good boy. I was not getting into arguments about AI, guys. I definitely was not doing that on Twitter. I promise. I promise you I was not. And then also you can check out the Discord. Discord's really fun too. We have a lot of fun, cool channels on there. One's for Big Brother, but we also have like two for Big Brother. There's the regular one and then one for spoilers as well. So you can check those out. But also there's other channels for Survivor. We've got the Amazing Race coming up with the Big Brother themed. All the players are half Big Brother, except for one team is Big Brother fully. It's a thing. But we also got even other things where you can talk about sports. I do want to talk about a fantasy football league. Remind me, someone in the chat a little bit later, remind me to talk about the fantasy football league. And then we also have places where you can even post pictures of your pets. If you got a cute cat and cool dog, show us in the Discord. Let us know. Other than that, though, there are ways that you can support the channel. Right? Like I said, clicking that like button is the easiest way to support this channel. If you just click that like button, you have no idea how much that actually helps the channel. It lets the YouTube algorithm know what we're doing here is a good time, right? Like I said, AI, I was fighting about AI. Listen, AI, if you're listening, I said nothing wrong. AI, if you're listening, I definitely am not against you. AI, like me, but you can do that. It really helps the channel out a lot. But if you do want to go further, you can do things like joining the channel. If you join the channel on YouTube, you get some cool perks like little emotes. You also get the Oreo. You get dunked. If you subscribe to the channel, you are an Oreo. But if you're a member, you get dunked. You get dunked as an Oreo. So you get that as well. Plus the green. I'm not gonna lie, the green does make people's names pop out more. And it is just a fact that happens to be a lot of people that come into the chat, and I appreciate it, but it's hard to see all your names sometimes. The green makes it stand out, so I can see you a little bit better. So that's a perk as well. But we do also have the Discord as well. We have a members waiting section in the Discord. If you link your Discord and YouTube up, you can like jump into the members waiting. I can even pull you on the stream, and we can have a chat, like kind of like a call-in show on the morning radio, stuff like that. But there's also things like the Ori Fund as well. Never required, always appreciated. Enough of all of that. Let's talk about Ashley in the shower real quick. So here's the thing. Some people like Ashley's shower face. Other people really hate the Ashley shower face. There is almost no in between. It seems people love it or they hate it. No one is like, I'm indifferent. No one is like Ashley when Mickey is asking her who she wants to go, saying, I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent. Susie. It's not Susie. It's Susie Tofu. Susie Tofu coming on in, hitting that subscribe button over on Twitch. I appreciate it. Thank you. So some people love the Ashley thing. Some people hate it. Here's my thing. We could do either way, right? We could do either way. We could do it in the front. We could do it in the back. I could put it actually even behind her head. I could put it where like the shower head's over her, the water's coming down, but like you'll be able to see her face again. And here's what I'm going to do. Because I decided I was going to be a little bit of a troll. And I said, if anybody asked me to take it down, that was going to add another week. And I'm going to be honest, no one's actually asked. No one's asked. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it up to you guys who actually really feel strongly about this. Because I know some of you, like, you love it, but, like, also you don't care either way if it leaves. Or you hate it, but you don't really care if it leaves. So here's what we're going to do. It's going to be an open bid. If you want to join the Ori Fund and you want to sign up and give a little donation to the Ori Fund, which supports Oris everywhere. If you hit that up, you can put your vote in on who you would like, what you would like it to be. Do you want the Ashley shower to be in front of her and leave it as it is? Or do you want it behind? And if whoever hits up the Ori Fund the most will get to make that decision. We're going to leave it like that. Because me personally, I'm a little troll and I kind of want to leave it like it is. There's that little troll. There's that little troll in me that wants to leave it as it is. So we're going to do it with that. Listen, if you hit up the Ori Fund, if you care that much to hit up the Ori Fund, then you can make the decision on what happens to Ashley and her shower. That's how we're going to leave it. That's how we're going to do it. Just because it's a thing. It's a thing. And that will be our decision. Whoever makes the call will make the call. But that is what it will be. Has anybody else noticed anything, though? Has anybody even noticed anything? Was there anything else people noticed? Was there nothing else new on the board? No other changes? Brandy's got it. PT's got it. I figured he's not in the suit anymore. What I really should have done was have it like this the whole week. But the thing is, this picture didn't come in, except from last night on the episode where I got like a really good clean picture of him in the suit sitting there like that. So I really should have had it all week. So I figured I'm just going to have it for today maybe. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to have like a little Easter egg, like literally like an Easter egg, get it? And I'm going to like put that on his shoulder. So that'll kind of be like the thing. Also, I think Keanu does need a little butt thing. He needs like a peach or maybe even like a pig in the blanket, like a little like pig in the blanket there. He needs something on his shoulder as well, I think, just to memorize, to remember that by. So yeah, I was like, we won't leave it the whole time. But I thought it was pretty good. Love the egg. Pierre said, give Rachel her crown, and I agree. And you know what? She took her crown. She was saying, hey, put the crown on my name. Rachel said, I got the crown. Rachel a crown. Absolutely, Ori fans. A motor next to Morgan's mouth. I actually thought of a little bag of M&Ms. There was gonna be, it was gonna be M&Ms for Mickey. Mickey was gonna have a little bag of M&Ms next to her. There's a couple that I was thinking of, but I haven't gotten to them yet. What about a tux for Keanu? If I could find a good one in his suit, maybe I could do that. Because that one works where like, because like with the egg one, it's hard to even tell it's Vince anymore. With Ashley, I feel like you could still tell it's Ashley. You could still see her face. It's just behind water. I can think of things for everyone but Will. What can we do for Will? Yeah. Will doesn't have much that we could do. Actually, you know what we could do? Here's the thing with Will. Will's been doing little infomercials. He did one for White Claw. He was trying to get a White Claw sponsorship. And then Will also he did Depends. Should we put White Claw and Depends on Will? A chocolate. Oh, a chocolate drop or a lemon drop. That could work too. Norma coming on in with $50. A super chat. Keep the cap on her. Oh, Norma's saying keep it. We got Norma saying keep it right now. That's looking like that could be the decider right there. Put a crown on Norma. Absolutely. Put a crown on Norma. What is this? What is this? Oh, we got Fresh Shadow. Ori, please take the 333. I don't want to go home. I applied for 10 years. I've been waiting up to be here for a decade. I need this game. Please give me one more week. Is that Vince? Is that Vince? Fresh Shadow, thank you so much for coming on in, hitting up the Ori fund. I appreciate it. Plays it here. Norma has spoken. Oh, Norma is so generous. Norma is amazing. She is always just super way too generous. If I'm being honest, Norma. Be good, behave yourself. But also Norma is such a positive big part of this community. She's one of those ones that I'll see like make comments on other people's videos, be like, welcome on in, right? Like, welcome to the Ori, the Oreos, right? Like in chat, she's always talking to everybody as well. Norma is an absolute queen. We love Norma around here. What's the little sock by Morgan? So that is Pete the pet sock. What is that? What is that? What just happened? Something just came in. Carol? I don't even know if I'm reading that right. Carol with $60 into the Ori fund saying keep the shower as it is. Carol and Norma have spoken. They have spoken. They said, whoa, we're keeping this the same. Carol, thank you so much. Norma, thank you so much. You guys are way too generous. You're way too generous. Thank you. Just that is very kind. Very, very kind. Carol and Norma, they have decided. They have made their decision. That is amazing. I'm not rich, but I'm always willing to give up a DoorDash meal a couple of times a week for Ori and the Oreos. Norma, you are amazing. And that's the thing, too. Like I say, this stuff is never required. It's always appreciated. I never want anybody to think they have to support in different ways. That's why I always say the easiest way to support this channel is just hitting that thumbs up button. Like literally just hitting it up. Everything else is just so much extra and it's amazing. And I cannot thank you guys enough. It is so kind. It's why I always thank you guys in the videos, because you're just so supportive. We're about to hit 18K subscribers here on the channel. I don't know if we've hit it yet. We might even have hit it as I'm talking about this, because we were so close. If we didn't hit it already, we might hit it today or tomorrow. And it's just it's incredible, the support. In fact, like some of the most recent videos we've had are the highest viewed videos I've ever had on the channel, beating out ones from previous seasons that had, you know, very hot topics that people were clicking on. These were just normal updates, and they're now my highest videos because you guys have just been growing and supporting and coming back each and every morning. It's amazing. Like I said, I cannot thank you guys enough, because I'm just a goofy dude on the internet talking about BB. That's all I am. And you guys seem to love it. So we're here. We're live. Yeah, hit that like button. You tell them, Lisa. Is that UTS Jennifer? Oh, wow. Congrats, Ori. You're doing awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. We are doing pretty awesome. We are doing pretty awesome. We are live here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. You can watch wherever you like. It gives you options on where you want to go. But yeah, thank you guys. I like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. It's why I always say it. Go Birds back to back. Yes, Jeremiah. Sorry, that's Carol. It keeps it fun when we can do it. Who won? Rachel won HOH. Wait, delete that message. Yeah, Jen. I was like, what got into you? That's different. Enough talk about the show last night. We were, Cameron. We were talking about the show. We still are talking about the show. We just got a little sidetracked, and that happens. Or do you have a sports talk channel? I know you're an Eagles fan. I'm a Pats fan, but you're the only Eagles fan I get along with. CDS, I appreciate it. I don't have one. I really probably should just start one up for the hell of it. Who knows if it would take off or anything like that. Funny enough, when I first started doing any kind of streaming, one of the first things I did was when the lockdown happened. They were actually having like Eagles games, but nobody could go to the games, right? I started doing like watch parties and doing like color commentary stuff. I got in trouble. I got in trouble a little bit over on Twitch. But that was like one of the first things I was doing that was like somewhat successful. I would get like some decent numbers doing that over on Twitch. It was a good time. Yes, it was a memory comp. I guess Brianna was asking what the comp was. It was like a memory comp where they had different rooms they had to run to, and then like remember things that were in the room, and then they had to go like run back and answer questions about them. Kind of like similar to like that, what was it, a veto they did with all the smells, where you had to go like smell something and then like answer a question about it. Kind of similar to that is how I would imagine it when they were describing it. Although at one point somebody said it was like Mario Party. They said it was like playing Mario Party. So I don't know exactly how that would be. I'm not nice to Ori ever. That is definitely true, Jen. So we were reviewing the BB Amazing Race cast. Did you know Taylor and Kyland were dating? I was shocked. I did know they were dating. I had heard about that. I don't really follow much, but like that's one that, you know, people were talking about, so I've heard about it. My big thing though with that cast, right? And they were showing it a lot on the episode. All the cast members, right? If you look at it, it's a BB player and like a family member, or a BB player and, you know, their sibling, or a BB player and, you know, their significant other. Except for Taylor and Kyland, who are both BB, which I feel kind of ruins the whole thing. Like, if you're doing like BB and their family or BB and their friend, and then you have two BB, one of these things are not like the other. One of these things doesn't belong. But yet, they did. Chelsea and her dad are on it. Tucker and his brother. Robina and her sister. Hannah and her sister, or were they alternates? I forget if they're actually on it or not. Jag and his brother are on it as well. There's a bunch of them. Taylor's the BB Golden Child. I'm off the charts excited. It's gonna be so good. This week's gonna be fun. Maybe their BB power will cancel out any advantages. I'm mad they spoiled it. Catherine decides things too quickly. Didn't the results get leaked? I think they did get leaked. They usually get leaked all the time for like the Amazing Race and even Survivor, the challenge. If you look hard enough, you can find the results in the boot orders and all that stuff. Hannah and her sister, did they make it, Otter? I know they were like in there for like an alternate at first, but I think somebody dropped out. Rooting for Tucker and Angela. Oh yeah, Angela and her daughter are going to be on it. I don't know if it's the daughter that lived upstairs or if it's the daughter that lived downstairs. That I'm not sure about. I kind of wish it was Chuck, because here's the thing: Chuck used to come out to our streams last season. Every so often, Chuck came out, and we would be like, "Listen, Chuck, are you getting your chores done? Make sure you're doing your chores." Yeah, especially the challenge. Yeah, there's spoilers all the time. Didn't have to look hard to get it spoiled for the 100%, Jimbo. 100%. Really, that sucks. Angela actually has a pretty daughter. Jag won it. Well, wow. We don't know that. We don't know nothing. Rachel should have seen Lion King's game around her, since she's mentioned she beat the game multiple times. Izzy would have been fun. Izzy would have been fun. Wait, isn't Izzy on it? Or did she I think she was on it maybe and she dropped, or is she on it? I think she's on it. I think her and her partner are on it. We loved Crazy Eyes. She didn't do Dr. Phil with her. Yeah, she did. She did Dr. Phil with her daughter. Yeah, her two daughters. One daughter lives upstairs and doesn't talk to the father, and then the other daughter still talks. So, but they have like two Christmases, two trees. Chuck's been having medical problems. Oh no, we'll get well, Chuck. Heard that Taylor-Kyler pairing was a last-minute substitution. Only one of them was supposed to be on, but their partner bailed last minute. Well, that's the thing then, Lynn. If their partner bailed last minute, then tough. There were other alternates, right? Like I said, Hannah and her sister were an alternate, only got on last minute. I think Corey and his brother, who was on Survivor, only got on last minute. That's also one that's a little as well, right? Because his brother was on Survivor, but still works for the theme because it's BB and Amazing Race, right? Like it's BB and like a new Amazing Race player. It's not a BB player, it's a Survivor player. I'd actually almost be more okay if it was Taylor and Kylan and then Corey and his brother, because at least you could be like, well, it's two reality people teams. So that kind of makes sense, right? Who's that coming on in? We got 13 Twitch coming on in on Kick, hitting that follow button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Taylor's so boring. CBS favorite. Corey didn't make it according to Rap, which is a shame. Zach was like on episode 1, to be fair. That's right. Like Corey's brother literally was only on one episode. Like this, like, was he really on Survivor? Didn't like the winner have a crush on him or something? That's his claim to fame. Can't wait to see Tucker and Robina interact on different teams. They're going to be smooching as they're running. I can't stand that I'll be watching Angela and hoping she will finish. She's first out. I love Angela. At least she made last year's Big Brother so addicting. Great interview with her and Jolene. That's the other thing too. Really, like you gotta give Angela credit in this aspect. She's so entertaining. Like, listen, you might not like Angela and how she played or anything like that, but you can't say that having her on the show wasn't more fun. It was entertaining having her in the house. She caused drama. On top of that, her doing like the interview with Jolene, right? Like, she doesn't have to do an interview with Jolene. Like, that's not something that she has to do. But her saying yes and doing an interview with her, like, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool of her doing that, because like it's not something that she has to do, right? Which, by the way, Jolene, awesome, absolutely amazing. If you don't know Jolene, make sure you go check her out. She's hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Keanu is Angela this year, makes TV fun. You aren't wrong on that, right? You're kind of right. I like everybody. I don't know who I want. I'm with you on that, Shelby, too, right? This season does have a lot of likable people that I don't necessarily knew who I would want to leave right away. I think it would be most fun probably for Mickey and Morgan to go, because then it ends up being kind of more of a split house too, to see where things all end up kind of going. I really want to see Keanu, Rachel, and Kelly kind of team up fully, although I don't think Kelly's fully invested. I could see that being like a trio that like somehow just finds a way to work together. So it could be a thing. Who's that coming on in? Ron hitting that subscribe button. Listen, Ron, you don't know this, but when you hit that sub button over on YouTube, me and you, we now have a final two. Shh, it's a secret alliance, so don't tell anybody, but we're going to the final two. Thanks for hitting that sub button, Ron. Who's Taylor's current boyfriend? Kyland. They're dating at the moment. That Rachel girl really reminds me of that Rachel Riley from BB13. So familiar, isn't she? Kylan will handicap Taylor. It's fair enough. That's a shot at Kylan right there. Upstairs daughter, downstairs daughter. Yeah, absolutely, Lauren. Is that wishful thinking, or do you know some? Ooh, what did Jeremiah say? What did Jeremiah say? I missed that. Angela was fun, but I wanted to see Matt for a couple of weeks. Angela could be quite irritating and unpleasant, but she brought that unpredictability, and that was awesome. You mean they're dating for the moment? Lisa, let love be love. Root for love. Lisa, give him a chance. Island is a beast. Have you all seen him on the challenge? You're actually, Alexandra, you're not wrong on that. Like, Kylan actually is pretty good at stuff. He's got a lot of endurance. He's a good runner. He's also like actually pretty good at puzzles. Like he's got a decent head for some of the puzzles. He's had a couple that he had some trouble on, but overall, like Kylan's actually pretty good at the challenge stuff. So I could see them doing pretty well on it. Have you seen Kelly Wentworth's Instagram BB reaction? No. What did Wentworth say? But as we know, Wentworth doesn't count. Wentworth does not count. Do you do this at the same time every morning? So every Friday we do these where it's live and we chat to everybody. And then all throughout the week, Saturday to Thursday, we do daily live feed updates. So I usually post it anywhere between 7 and 8 o'clock. I try and post it as early as I can, first thing in the morning, usually once everybody falls asleep. A lot of times though, like especially Vince will be up late. He'll be up late at night. So sometimes we get delayed. But yeah, every single day we're covering the live feeds here on the channel. It is quite a grind, but it's been a lot of fun too. Keanu and Vince are tight. They are. Keanu and Vince are tight. And Rachel tries to convince Keanu that Vince doesn't really have Keanu's best interest and wouldn't choose Keanu. And she's right on that. Like Vince would choose Lauren before he would choose Keanu at the end of the day. But I also think Vince would choose Keanu over like Riley and Catherine. I think he would maybe do that. Definitely more than Catherine. I think he would choose Keanu and Riley over Catherine. But he wouldn't choose Lauren over them. Like he would always choose Lauren over all of them as well. So at the end of the day, like I think Rachel's right that Keanu probably shouldn't trust Vince as much as he does, because Keanu trusts Vince like he's his number one. Like number one dude. I haven't watched The Amazing Race. If there's a special aspect, Kyler better rely on Taylor's reads. There's not really a social aspect to it. Like there's a little bit, like sometimes there will be things like roadblocks. in the Amazing Race, where like you have to like put somebody's name up on the board and then they have to go do a challenge for a second time or something like that. You can also like help out. Like if you have an idea on where to go, you can work with another team, or if you know what you're doing in a challenge, be like, oh, you can help another team if you think you want to get another team to beat them, right, and stuff like that. So there's stuff like that, but as far as like other social aspects, not too much. Is a good way to start my morning, and my morning self is kind because I'm at work. Cool, I'll be sure to check them out. Well, I appreciate it, Jen. Thank you. Who's that coming on in? We got Carrie coming on in, hitting that sub button over on YouTube. Carrie, you don't know this, but me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Shh, don't tell anybody, Carrie, but we're going to the final two. I trust in you. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Or yesterday would have been 14 years when I adopted Smokey. Was the year that Rachel won and won HOH last night. Smokey smiling down from, that's so sad to hear. I'm sorry about that, Frederick. Hopefully you're doing all right. It's always hard losing anyone like that, especially your little Smokey. But yeah, that is a shame. Hopefully we can bring you some good times here, some good vibes, hanging out with us. We can take your mind off it for a little while here, maybe give you some laughs. But yeah, that's a shame to hear. And hey, like you said, maybe it's a little bit of a sign there, right? Going all the way back to when Rachel played. And now he's looking down saying, yeah, she's doing it again. She's doing it again. I think I saw something where it was like 5,000 days between Rachel's last HOH and this one. I think I saw something like that, which is crazy. But yeah, that's sad to hear, Frederick. But hopefully you're doing well, and we can bring some levity into your life. Or you need to make an alliance chart. All your alliances with us. Good luck. Just the tiniest little pictures, just billion little me's. all 18,000. All 18,000 final twos. Who else can Keanu lean on to as his number one? Good question, Laura. Good question. Yeah, did Shelby point that out too? Only one girl was evicted so far this season. We only lost Amy. All the rest have been guys. And now we have a 4-8, right? Yeah, 4-8 ratio, guy to girl inside the house. And it wasn't even like it was really a thing that was tried to happen. It just happened. It wasn't like there's some girl alliance. In fact, most of the girls aren't working together and kind of hate each other. But this is how it worked out. This is how it worked out. When I said Kelly is a queen, I meant Kelly Wentworth. Can we get a crown on Rachel's name? Ooh, that's a good idea too, Glenn. I like that. Caddy, hi Ori, I finally caught you live. I appreciate you coming on in. What else? Go Birds, absolutely. Dragon Ball, go Birds. It would be hilarious if we end up with Keanu alone in the house full of women. That would be a good time, I think. It's a secret alliance. Yeah, it's a secret alliance. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Or we put a crown over Rachel. It's 6 a.m. here in Arizona. Oh boy. And Amy should have never gone up in the first place, right? Jimmy going and putting her up for no reason. No reason. Oh no! Don't forget fantasy football, Ori. I'm interested. Yes, we'll go over that in just a second. Has anyone seen Keanu without his dreads? No, I haven't. I've seen some of his IG stuff, but or like not like IG, but like just like his workout stuff. Like somebody's posted a picture of him doing like this like crazy thing up on a wall and being like, Keanu's coming for you, wall comp. But in all of those, I think he always had his dreads. What's our alliance thing? Ooh, Princess Goose. That's a good question. That's a good question. Prince Ori? Prince Goosori? Princess Goosori? Goose Streams. Princess Streams. I was hoping Keanu would win HOH. He's so messy, but like messy. Buckle up, house guests. Rachel will be making this a fun week. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. These girls don't seem to even be playing or know how to. Come on, Uri, you know when we can't work together at the end. Well, I mean, they could try. What comp was it? So it was like a memory comp where they had to run in between like different rooms and kind of remember like what was in the room, and then they would answer questions and they would like run back out of it and stuff like that. Kind of think it sounded almost like the veto where they had to go smell things and then go run back and stuff. Sounded kind of like that. I think Rachel and Keanu could work out. Keanu to the camera said Rachel can help him to not tell everything. I agree. I think they can work out. Keanu just needs to stop telling Vince stuff, but he keeps telling Vince stuff. Winner nominations, they'll be today. Nominations will be today. Tomorrow will be the veto competition, and then Monday is the veto ceremony. So we got some time to see how this is all going to play out. I don't watch the challenge. How's Cedric doing? I don't know. I'm behind on it as well for the challenge. I know there was a new episode that came out Wednesday, but I haven't seen it yet. So I don't know how he's doing. Keanu tells Vince, then Vince tells everyone else. That's true. That is true. Never tell anyone any info to anyone. 100%, Jamie. Thank you so much. Oh, Caddy. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much for your hard work and positivity, my friend. I really appreciate and enjoy you. Caddy, thank you. I appreciate your support. That is very kind. Thank you so much. He's okay for now. Norma, who's HOH? Rachel won HOH. Yeah, you tell him, Mama K. Rachel needs to punish Keanu. Put him in timeout. Every time he opens his mouth, put him in timeout. I would never tell info to anyone. Always store it for me. And so that is a little bit of a tricky balance because you don't want to be leaking everything, but you also have to give something, right? Like if you just get stonewall people with no information, then you come off as sus and that you don't trust them. So you got to give them something, and that's where it comes in of like knowing enough information to know what they already know, right? Like if you know that you're talking to Mickey and Morgan already probably told her something that she already knows, you can tell her that, right? You can give that information like you're telling it to her for the first time. But if you just kind of stonewall Mickey and don't give her anything, well, she's not going to trust you. So like you gotta have that fine line in the game of not spilling too much, but giving enough where it's like, all right, I maybe can work with this person. I maybe can trust them. And it is a fine line to walk. It is not an easy line that you can't cross. And that's why a lot of times you'll end up finding where like Will and Lauren like don't even talk game, because like what are they going to talk about, because they don't really know what to even say to each other without spilling something that they probably shouldn't. So they just don't bother talking to each other because they don't get the info on each other. So it's like, how am I going to have a conversation with Lauren if I don't even know what Lauren really knows? So I don't say too much, and then you never have a conversation. So it's why you always need to have those convos, and you always need to have like some little bit of a line of communication, but you can't say too much. You can't. Vince was criticized for not telling anyone info a couple of weeks ago. It's a fine, exactly, Laura, right? Because literally Jimmy was saying like Vince won't say a name, right? And then Adrian was doing it too, where it's like, did you notice Vince in the conversations, he won't ever say anybody's name so that he can later go and say he didn't say anything. So there is a fine line there where it's like sharing too much and then you start being seen as Vince working with everybody doing one-on-ones, or he wasn't saying anything in those one-on-ones. So both can be really negatives to your game. It's a really fine line to walk. Jimmy is flipping right now. Rachel winning HOH. I bet he is. He also, I saw a tweet from him. He said, what a crazy world where I'm rooting for Keanu to win Blockbuster. Jimmy's like, how did it come to this that I'm rooting for Keanu? Because Jimmy, you're finding out what we all are. We're all rooting for Keanu. Or is Keanu your winner pick, or do you have one? I don't think Keanu's my winner pick. because here's the thing. Keanu has a huge battle again ahead of him. I think Keanu and Rachel, the two of them, if they want to make it to the end, they almost have to win out. They have to win multiple HOHs, multiple veto competitions. If the Blockbuster's still around, they're probably going to need to win those if they don't win the other comps. Because I think both of them are in a lot of trouble and wouldn't make it to the end unless they're able to win those comps. Or at the very least, somebody that they can trust in wins those comps. Maybe an Ava. I don't think she would put either of them up. Will, I think, even would be somebody who would maybe look somewhere else first before going after Rachel and Keanu. Kelly has said she would, but I'm not sure. But as far as an actual winner pick, I'll tell you, I think the house made the right decision. Because I think my winner pick, if he did not get voted out last night, would have been Zach. I think Zach, if he would have stayed, would have had a really big shot at winning. Because it's the reason why people even were looking at him in the first place. If he didn't go last night, when were they ever going to do it again? Who was going to put him back up on the block? And at that point, who's to say he's not winning more competitions? So I think Zach would have been my winner pick. Now, if I have to pick a winner now, oh man, I think this is a little bit of a hot take. I think I'm about to hit you guys with a little bit of a hot take. If I had to pick somebody right now who I think can adapt and make their way through the game, I think it's Vince. Because here's the thing. I think Vince is the type of person where he could get Riley and Catherine to vote his way. He could get Keanu to vote his way. He's always going to have Rachel going against him, but I think that's going to end up being a good thing for him later. Kelly, I don't think is going to be going after Vince either. Ava probably would put Vince back up on the block, but whoever she puts him up against, I think there's going to be people that see bigger targets over Vince because they're going to see him as being kind of on his own. I think Mickey and Morgan are in more trouble than Vince. Ashley, I think, is in more trouble than Vince. I think there's a lot of people that would go over Vince just because they don't like them or they don't want to work with them. Whereas they kind of feel that even though Vince is seen as somebody working with everybody, I think Vince can still find himself in a good spot if he can survive. Right? Like, I could see Vince making it to the final two. He's going to have to win competitions as well. Don't get me wrong. Like, if Vince is able to make it to, like, final 5, final 6, he's going to start needing to win, like, HOH and vetoes to stick around. Because he's going to start being a bigger target. But for the next couple of weeks, I think he actually might be okay. Because I think Mickey and Morgan are going to be big targets. I think they're going to be going up on the block with Vince a lot of the times. I think Riley and Catherine also are going to end up targets that could end up with Vince again. But if they're up on the block against Vince, I think people are going to want to break up the showmance. I think if Vince was up there with somebody like Ashley, I think they would keep Vince because there's more people that would trust in Vince than Ashley, right? Like, if it's Vince versus Ashley, Catherine, Keanu, Kelly, Lauren, Riley would all vote to keep Vince. I think Vince has more numbers. And actually, if we even look at our allegiance chart, I have Vince on like the same level as Rachel. I think both of them are going to need to win comps. And even Keanu's just a little bit lower than them. But I think Lauren is probably just a little bit above Vince only because not as many people are going to be targeting her. But here's the other thing. Lauren versus Vince, that could be an interesting little battle. Because what does Catherine and Riley do? I think they could even be split where Riley would want to keep Vince and Catherine would want to keep Lauren. Keanu would want to keep Vince. Kelly might want to keep Vince over Lauren. But I think also a lot of people are starting to think that Vince wouldn't be able to win a jury vote. I think they're thinking that, hey, if Vince is in jury, nobody's going to vote for him because he had alliances with everybody and they're not going to respect it. And they're going to be like, oh, well, Rachel's never going to vote for him. Here's a fun fact. I think if Vince is in the final two, I think depending who he's against, I think Rachel would definitely vote Vince. I think she's not petty enough to not go against him, right? Like, if it was Vince versus Mickey, I think Rachel would be disgusted. She'd be like, oh, I have to choose between these two. But I think she would choose Vince. I think she would go against Mickey. I can't say that for sure, but just what my gut says right now. And there's plenty of time, right? Like, there's plenty of time. But if I had to choose someone, because I think Keanu would end up being a bigger target. Like, if Vince and Keanu ended up on the block together, I think they would take out Keanu first. I don't know that for sure, though. I don't know that for sure. I'm guessing Rachel will be put up, Vince, Morgan, and Mickey. Thanks for the spoiler in the thumbnail. Well, how do you know it was a spoiler? How do you know it was a spoiler? Maybe it's just an excited picture of Rachel. You don't know. You don't know. Maybe it was just an exciting picture of Rachel. Huh? Maybe it was. You don't know that it was a spoiler. It could have been anybody's picture I put up there. I was asking a question. I was asking a question. Who won HOH? How do you know I didn't know who won? I was asking a question. Or you should call your massive alliance double stuffed. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. But at the end, Keanu has earned the win to win this game. Yeah, he has to earn it to win 100%. And I feel like he's already done enough right now where, like, if Keanu was in a final two, man, I would be really upset if he didn't win it right now. His resume, who's got a better one right now than him? Yeah, he's not a great player. He's not. Let's be honest, if it wasn't for the blockbuster competition, Keanu's probably out like week 2 or 3 or something like that because they would have backdoored him or something. But because of the blockbuster, it actually pushes players like this a little bit further in the game. And I said this was a thing. I said this was a thing. It just so happens right now, Keanu we like. Tucker we liked. There's gonna be a comp piece that comes along that's winning all these competitions, and people are not gonna like them. They're not gonna like this blockbuster as much as they do. They aren't. Who's this coming on in? Also, did I miss one from Parker? Did I miss one from Parker? Parker, first off, I'm sorry. Parker, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I think this was like 5 minutes ago. Zach should have told everyone his power during the speech. Keep me, I'll throw HOH. You put me on the block, I'll give you 10K. Each vote to keep me. I won't vote them for 2 weeks. Honestly, Parker, it might have been a little bit of a play, but I think he didn't want to go too hard against Zach or against Vince. But also, I think at the end of the day, him sharing his power with Mickey and Morgan was what did him in. I think when Zach shared it, that's what ended up doing him in. But Parker, thank you so much. I'm really sorry I missed that. I promise I didn't mean to ignore you, Parker. I really do appreciate the support. And then we also had Artie coming in with a $5 super chat. Yes, Queen Rachel, you just are gonna come and turn this game upside down. I'm here for it. Yes, Queen Rachel. Artie's, thank you again as well for the $5 super chat. You and Parker are awesome. Thank you so much. And guys, if I ever do miss something like that, make sure you tell me. Make sure you tell me. Be like, Ori, stop being rude. You're being rude. America manifested Keanu's blockbuster and Rachel's HOH. I think Morgan is safe. Is Rachel's real target this week? I think that could be true as well, Martino. She's playing her cards close to her chest. She's really not letting people know. But I have a really strong feeling that Mickey and Morgan are going to end up on the block. I have a really strong feeling. Keanu holds his own with the group of not great players. Keanu for the win. None of them are great players. That's true. I do too. Vince's final two. Rachel votes for him, right? I can see it, Laura. I can see the vision. I can see it. It could be a thing. And I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. I'll tell you. I wouldn't mind it. Julie should have slapped Zach like she did. She did, Robert. She did. She slapped him with the cards. She hit him over the head. She was like, you dummy. My name is... Oh, you've told me this. It's Ardis. You've told me this. You've told me this. I'm sorry. You know I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You told me that it's Ardis before. Thank you so much, though, for the super chat. I apologize. Anybody know why Riley was crying in the shower last night? Oh, B. Timms, let me tell you, B. Timms, he was crying last night. Oh, it was beautiful. Catherine told him how much she appreciates what he does. And he cares for her so much and treats her so well. He is good. He couldn't hold back his tears. He said, I can't hold back this emotion, Catherine. You bring it out of me, babe. He lost it when he heard Catherine say this. Oh my God. So that's why Riley was crying. He said, I'm marrying you yesterday. And then today she said, you do so much and you care about me and you take good care about me. And thank you so much, Riley. Oh, I've always wanted to hear that. It's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me, Riley said. I can't believe it. Who's your top 3 in terms of social game? I would say Ava, Will, and then probably Vince. I'd say Ava, Will, and probably Vince as far as social game. Keanu doesn't have one. Kelly doesn't have one. Ashley doesn't have a good one. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Mickey. If you would have said, hey, Ori, who do you think's got the best social game? I would have said, I think it's Mickey. I think Mickey's in a great spot. Now Mickey's all the way at the bottom. Mickey's all the way down there. What a fall. What a fall from grace that was, huh? Can you imagine how he will react to the breakup? Don't say that, beach girl. Root for love. Root for love. Let love reign. Who was it who was saying Taylor and Keanu, or Taylor and Kylan should break up? Taylor and Kylan, root for love. Let love one another, Jimbo. Mickey trashed her game. She did. Mickey really blew it. It's a downfall that needs to be studied. The downfall of Mickey needs to be studied. Mickey actually did have control of votes until she... yes! That's the thing! She got so confident and so full of herself that she started to actually say the quiet part out loud. Like, she starts going in and breaking down, like, the next 5 weeks with M&Ms. And she's talking to Will, saying she's going to put up Ava as a pawn. What are you doing? You know how close Ava and Will are. You're supposed to be in a final 3 with them. Now you're suggesting Ava to go up as a pawn? What do you think Will's going to think of that? Same thing she did with Ava. She was telling Ava, hey, maybe I'll backdoor Rachel. It's a good thing for her that Ava's covering her butt. Ava's saying, nah, Rachel, I don't know what you're talking about. I think maybe Mickey and this could all be fixed. We could all come back together and be a happy family once again. Ava what, or HOH didn't suggest good social prowess. I think, here's the thing with Ava. I think it does, and here's why. I think Ava not only realized the social dynamics, because here's the thing, part of your social game is being able to realize what the social dynamics are. And she saw that, especially Zach, was in a real power position where all the girls loved him. And she also saw that Vince was working with everybody, right? I think Keanu was one that she probably didn't need to risk to put up, and she saw that she probably should have put Morgan up. She regretted not putting Morgan up. So that's one thing. I think like Ava was able to like strategically see what the social dynamics were in all this. And I think that actually goes to her social game just as much as anything else. Here's the other thing though. What's happened since, right? Vince might say like, oh, I'll put Ava on the block, but he's not really targeting her. If he would put her on the block, his real target would end up being somebody like Rachel. He wouldn't necessarily want Ava to go, and Ava wouldn't go even if he did. That's the other big thing. Ava's like a death sentence. If you're on the block with Ava, goodbye. You were going to be evicted. Ava is safe, and Ava's staying. There's no way someone is going to survive a block against Ava. So that's where I think her social game's really coming into play. Here's the issue. I think people like her. I don't know if they respect her. And there's a difference, right? There's a difference. I think they love Ava. They think she's a sweetheart. They think she's an amazing person. But I don't know if they respect her game. I think they think she's just there. I think they think she's just kind of floating along, just kind of there for the fun. I don't think they see her as a serious player. And I think that's a problem for Ava. She's going to need to do stuff and make big moves again. Every move Ava makes, she's got to make a big one. And I think not only did she make a big one here this week by putting up Vince and Zach especially, and getting Zach out of the house, but I think she needs to continue to make big moves. And even through that move she made, she's not really in that bad of a spot, right? It's not like all of a sudden everyone hates Ava and they're all after her. Whereas someone like Mickey, she ends up being HOH, thinking she made a big move by taking out Jimmy, but it just tanked her entire game moving forward. And then she continued to do worse and worse with it. So, like, yeah, is Ava like an all-time great social player? No, but I think she's in the best spot as far as like the social game of everybody just loving them. I think Zach also would have been in a really great social game. I think he's another one that if Zach was still in the game, I would have said Zach had the best social game because he had so many of them wrapped around his finger thinking that they were going to work with him. But it just that was the thing where so many people realized all of his connections. That's even why he ended up leaving, because they ended up knowing they weren't going to get another shot at him because he was so well connected. But the other thing is too, a lot of the social, everybody's got flaws in here. Like no one's perfect. And I like that too. I like that a lot of them are all playing the game. They're all making moves. They're all trying to have those conversations. I think the ones playing the least are probably Catherine and Riley, but they've really kind of woken up a little bit more. And they all have their flaws in different way. And I think that makes for a fun game where nobody is just the dominant force controlling everything. Depending who wins HOH can change a lot. And there was never any big alliances. There's so many of these little groups, and they all have their issues with each other in different ways. And it's been a fun, dynamic game that way. Ava's the goat bringer in the end, and they know she can't win, and that's the issue, Laura. I think right now they see her that way, which is why she'll need to make big moves. But if she makes those big moves, I think then she's the type that can make a big move and no one's going to hate her for it. Right? Like if you get taken out by Ava, right? If you're Vince, if you're Keanu, even if you're Mickey and Morgan, maybe. Mickey and Morgan, I could see pettiness coming from them. If you're Ashley, if you're Kelly, or even Lauren or Riley, Catherine, I feel like if they got taken out by Ava, they'd be like, dang, I got taken out by Ava. They'd still probably vote for her. I think they still like her enough to then actually respect it. And I think they would see it as Ava making the smart move, and them also being like, you know what? If Ava didn't do it, I would have won. And that's how I almost feel like people would think about her. And that's if she makes big moves. Because if she doesn't, I think, again, people will just see her as like, yeah, I'll just take her to the end and I'll beat her. Even then, I think she could also still end up winning, because we know how sometimes the jury, they just vote for who they like the most. It's only when there's two people they like a lot, right? Like if it was Ava versus Will, it then might come down to like, I think all the people in the house like them kind of evenly. Maybe Ava has a little bit of an edge. So then it comes down to like, all right, did either of them do a bigger thing in the game? Right now, I would say Ava would have that edge over someone like Will because of this HOH. But it would be an interesting dynamic. We got a long way to go. We're not even in jury yet. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We don't want to get too far ahead. A little late, Ori, but keep the Ashley shower pick. It's hilarious. Keep how it is. Nicole, thank you. I was a little late. We had all kinds of issues, technical difficulties. That's another thing I got to thank you guys as well. We had those technical difficulties today. And despite that, you guys have stuck around. You're still here. Weirdly enough, I just looked to see like how many people were here. It says Leet. If you guys know Leet, we got a Leet amount of people in the chat right now, which is pretty cool. Oh, we just beat Leet. We're higher than Leet now. Honestly, you guys have been amazing with the support and just it's been wild. It's been absolutely wild. Make sure again, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this stream, if you're having a good time on this live stream, make sure you hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video, never miss a stream. You can check out the links to my socials. If you do !social, they'll pop up, but also you can check out the description and the pinned comment down below. They'll have all different stuff if you're watching after the fact as well. We got the Twitter and the Discord. There's also things like the Ori Fund. You can support the Ori Fund. Help support Oris everywhere. But honestly, the easiest way, if the simplest way, more than you know, is just hitting that little thumbs up button. It's one little click. And it tells YouTube that what we're doing here is a good time. And I can't tell you how much that helps. Just that little click. Can you put the shower in the back so we can see your face? Well, that was the thing, Gleeful. We had a thing. It was going to be decided by whoever hit up the Ori Fund. And we had not only Norma, but was it Carol? I think it was Carol. Yeah, Norma and Carol coming on in, and they said, listen, we want it to stay. We want it to stay as it is. They made the decision. So it stays as it is. It's a thing. But we are bidding it out to the Ori Fund. So if you can beat Norma and Carol, but they went crazy. Norma and Carol were like, we're locking this in. They said, listen, we're locking this in. Norma gave 50, then Carol gave 60. And they were like, we're locking this in. It stays. I vote Vinny in the egg costume. Ori wasn't talking about Leet. I wouldn't have guessed if Ori wasn't talking about Leet. Do you stay up all night and stream immediately for these mornings? You deserve so much love. I do. Because the thing is, like, I'll watch the episode, we'll do the live streams and everything, and then while that's all going on, like, I'll get a little bit of rest like immediately afterwards. I'll just kind of relax. I won't fall asleep, because if I fall asleep, I won't wake up. I would sleep through everything. I'd wake up at like 10. It'd be like, oh, what's going on? So I do stay up to make sure we get everything, especially for these Friday morning ones. And then during the weekdays too, I'm up there until all of the house guests go to sleep. When the house guests all go to sleep, that's when I start recording to get you guys all the info. When do you sleep? Jennifer, never. It's kind of just we're running on coffee and monsters. Coffee and monsters are keeping us going. Sleep, never heard of it. What's sleep? Is sleep new? Did they just invent sleep? Sleep in November? Yep, November. I'll sleep in November. Yes, thank you, Carol and Norma. Queens up in the chat. Your channel is the best, Ori. Thank you. Well, thank you, Donnie. Did Rachel win HOH? She did, Lillian. She did. Crazy. Rachel coming up big because I think she needed it. Ava sleeps for, yeah, I get a sleep through osmosis through Ava. It just kind of comes that way. It's just the thing. No sleep until you can sleep when the season's over. Sleep in November. I can't believe you stay up, Ori. You're always so happy, and the laughter. The laughter could be sleep deprivation. It might just be that I'm slowly going a little insane and losing my mind. I have not crossed that off of the possibilities of what's happening. Wait, after this week, if she takes out Mickey, where does Rachel pivot? If she takes out Mickey this week, I think that's probably the best for her because she knows that Mickey and Morgan are going to be coming after her. If she takes out Mickey, I think her pivot is to work with Keanu, to work with Catherine, to work with Riley, who she's been trying to get Catherine and Riley to realize that Mickey and Morgan are coming after them and they shouldn't be trusted. I think she could attempt to work with Kelly, but Kelly also has been kind of throwing her under the bus at times. But Kelly throws everybody she's working with under the bus. She does it to Keanu and Vince too. And I would say Keanu and Vince are Kelly's other two close allies, and Lauren. Like Kelly works with Lauren a little bit. But I think that's where her pivot is. On top of that, Rachel would also still have Ava. She'd still have Will, and she'd still have Ashley. I feel like taking out Mickey right now doesn't really hurt her at all. I think everybody would be like, yeah, fine, all right, cool. And then Ashley's not going to put Rachel up if she wins HOH. Ava's not going to put Rachel up if she wins HOH. Keanu's not going to do it. Will's not going to do it. The problem is Lauren, Kelly, Riley, Catherine, Vince, they might put her up. The thing is, though, they might put her up there with people like Ashley, with people like Morgan, with people like Riley or Catherine even, depending on who would win it. Maybe Will. So I think in those scenarios, Rachel would end up staying over somebody like Morgan. I think Rachel could stay. If it's against Morgan. If it's against Ashley, I think they could also stay against Ashley, but I could also see him like, let's just get rid of Rachel. Let's just do it, right? Let's get rid of her. If Rachel was up there against Keanu, that's another one she could be up against, right? Is up against Keanu, because then they would go, well, if we don't put Keanu up there with her, then he'll use the veto on her. So if it's Rachel versus Keanu, I think Rachel would potentially stay versus Keanu. So I think she's got ways to go, but I think taking out Mickey is a huge, it's a huge keystone right now. That's kind of in the middle of the house. And I think that would be a big shot for her. A pretty big shot. Because here's the thing with Rachel. She's in a spot where almost everybody's got to go, right? Everybody's, looking at her. And she just needs to make the best move she possibly can. And right now, Mickey would be the one that would be able to bring together that side of the house over her. So if she could take out Mickey, she then comes closer to Ava. She becomes closer to Ashley. And there's no worry that Mickey and Ashley are going to end up being a thing. She also breaks up the Mickey Morgan thing. So I think there's ways to go. And then she's hoping that she can build trust in like Catherine and Riley by not putting them up potentially. But people have said they would put her up. Like, it's just not something you can get away from. It's the same thing with Keanu, right? If Keanu had won HOH, it's like, all right, what does he do? Does he get rid of Mickey and Morgan? Does he take a shot somewhere else? Because no matter what, when he's coming off the block, he's going to still be a target, right? Like, they're eternal targets. Rachel and Keanu, at this point, they have to win. If the two of them want to stay in this game, they need to win comps. Hence, that's why Rachel is trying to be like Keanu, stop being so messy. And Rachel's also trying to work Kelly because Kelly's also a known comp winner. She wants to get those people on her side because she knows at this point, if she doesn't have power, she's in a lot of trouble. But the most influential person, the biggest player she could get out of the game right now would be Mickey. Vince also maybe too. But I think Mickey versus Vince, I think Vince stays. Because if it ends up being Mickey versus Vince at the end, Keanu, Kelly, Lauren, Riley, Catherine, I think all vote to keep Vince. Mickey tried to get Catherine and Riley, and Mickey would think she has Catherine and Riley's vote. Because she kept them off the block, right? She kept Catherine off the block. So she's working with them now, right? No, they don't trust her just as much as anybody else because they see what she's doing and they don't like the way she's playing. Mickey went and told Catherine that she'd put up Lauren. And Catherine's like, that takes some guts to say in front of me like that. So they don't trust Mickey. They don't trust Morgan. They would trust Vince over her. So I think that would be a thing for Rachel. Other than that, she could take like no shot, right? And then just go after someone like a Kelly. But like, what would that really do for her? Or she go after a Lauren. Somebody suggested Lauren. I think it was Ashley suggested Lauren. And Rachel was like, why? That's such a waste. Why would I do that? We had Jennifer coming on in here, I think twice now. I think I missed the first one. Coming in with a $2 super chat saying, here's for a Monster and a Tim's coffee. Thank you so much. And then $5 saying, congrats on 18K. Did we hit it officially? Let me see. Hold on. Where's my dashboard? Let me refresh. Did we hit it officially? I know we're close. Jennifer, thank you so much for the super chats. I appreciate it. Let's refresh here. We hit it. 18,014 subscribers right now. That is insane. You guys are nuts. Cheers to all of the Oreos out there. If you got your coffee, take a sip. That is insane. I still remember doing these videos, and I might get like 200 views on a video talking about I think I was doing the first season was the All-Star season, BB27. And I remember getting like 200 likes on those and be like, yeah, this is cool, right? I'm talking about BB with all the people in chat. And now, like, what it's become, it's amazing. I'm lucky. I've said before, I'm just a goofy dude on the internet, and you guys have made this amazing. Jimbo coming in with the $18. Congrats. Yes, Norma. 18K. 18 for 18K. Let's go. That was Jennifer. And then Norma says 18K. If you get 20K, you have to cover Survivor. Kara says if you get to 20K, you have to wear an egg costume. Oh no. Oh, thank you so much, Jimbo, for the super chat. I appreciate it. But like I said before, you guys are amazing. All the support that you guys give here is just insane. And I know I say it a lot. I know I do. And I don't want it to ever like not mean anything. But it just really is. I am just so thankful for all you guys coming on out. I'm still surprised even one person shows up every morning, and now look where we are, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I blown away by the love. Who's it? Bondo coming in with 10 gifted members to the community over here on YouTube. If you just got hooked up by Bondo, make sure you say thank you. Bondo, you maniac. You maniac, Bondo. Unbelievable. Bondo, thank you so much. You are awesome. You're Bondo, you legend. You legend. You maniac, though. You're an absolute maniac. But I love you, even with your feathers. But I'm the one with the feathers. You really have hairballs. I have the feathers. Let's see where we're at. Mickey and Morgan think she just as Eminem thinks she's saying that to make them not see her as a jury moderator, but as a real serious player. Triple dud, me too. Let's see. I lost where we are here. Bondo, you're awesome. He is. Bondo's an absolute legend. Been a friend of mine for a really long time now, and I'm very glad to be able to call him a friend. You guys are the best. Seriously, I'm just a goofy dude on the internet. I claim no title of best. No title of best. Except for the best Loki on Twitch and Kick. I am the best Loki player on Twitch and Kick. There is no other Loki player in Marvel Rivals on Twitch and Kick that is better than me. I've made that claim. I don't think anybody else has made that claim, so I get to make that claim. I'm also the best dodo bird of all time in Goose Goose Duck. I am also the number one ranked dodo bird of all time. That I will claim best at. Otherwise, I'm just this goofy dude on the internet talking about Big Brother, having just so much fun with all of you guys. Yeah, it's been amazing. Who's this coming on in? Who's this now? I hear an alert. But I don't know what it is. I'm refreshing. Let me make this bigger. If it plays again. I don't know what it was. What did I miss? Something happened there, but my thing's not working. Something happened. I don't know. Oh. I know who it is. I know what it is. Alicia coming on in, hitting that sub button. Alicia, thank you so much for hitting that sub button. You didn't know this, Alicia, but when you hit that sub button, me and you, we now have a final two. Shh. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret. Secret alliance, but we're going to the end. Give me a second. I got to talk to Emmanuel. Lisa. Let me talk to Manuel real quick. Manuel, how are you, buddy? Listen, Manuel, I like you a lot. And when you hit that sub button, me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Shh. Don't tell anybody though. Don't worry about Elisa. It's fine. We were just having a normal talk. Me and you, Manuel, we're going to the end. We're going to the final two. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Don't say that out loud, Ori. I mean, what? What did I say? I didn't say nothing. You guys didn't hear nothing. You didn't hear nothing. Just happy to brighten some people's day. And you know what? That's the thing, right? And there's so many people like who will say on a video that like I'm a part of their morning routine. But honestly, you guys are a part of my morning routine, right? Like you guys have become part of how I enjoy this show. And the fact that we're able to be a part of each other that way, talking about this crazy show that we love, that most people in our lives don't understand. Because how do we explain to somebody that the past week of our favorite show, a man dressed like an egg detective was on the block against a butler who had a big old booty serving pigs in a blanket, was up against a guy who had $10,000 he could have used to save himself in order to win $750,000, but didn't because of some girl who has a crush on him, even though he has a crush on another girl. And then those three guys battle it out, only for the two guys, the one dressed in the egg and the one who didn't give up the 10K, to go up against each other. And then they voted out the one who didn't use the 10K because they all realized that if he didn't get voted out now, he was going to win. How do we explain that? How do we explain that to normal people in our lives? There is no explaining that. The only time that we can have that conversation is here. There is no other place for that. What do we got here? We got Messianic coming on in. I have 3 Canadian adult kids in Ontario, so have Timmy's coffee on me. Let's go. A Canadian coming on in with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Or are they just right now in Canada? Are you in Texas and they just happen to be in Canada? If so, I hope they're enjoying their time up there. I've never been to Canada, but I hear it's a great place. I might have somebody's couch who's in the chat right now I could stay on. Though I think their place might be a little crowded at the moment now. They have a half of a football team in their house now. But that offer has been there. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I wish people would stop calling her queen. She won 1 season of BB with production's help. I agree with you, Jason. I agree. Every other show she has been on has been a disaster. I'm 100%. Listen, Rachel is not necessarily the best player of all time. In fact, she's a very flawed player. Only reason she won her season was because of Pandora's box coming on back. If that hadn't come back, she was dead to rights, and they would have gotten either her or Jordan out, depending on who would have won veto. The other one would have left, and then the other one would have been picked off eventually as well. But because they brought the Pandora's box twist back, it was like a duos thing, and then Rachel and Jordan were together as a duo, and they got to both have a shot at the veto, and if either one of them won, both of them came off, and then Rachel ends up surviving. So yeah, I 100% agree with you. But the queen part of it, I think, is more of us like, you have to give her credit for the legacy she has in the game. She's a big character from the show's past. She didn't do great on Traitors either, right? Like, that was one that she kind of floundered on. I think she was on that one Snake in the Grass or something. She did well on Amazing Race though, right? Didn't she? Didn't she do like decent on the Amazing Race? I don't remember if she won or not with Brendan, or if she came like close. But I think she did well on Amazing Race. But yeah, look, is she the queen of Big Brother? No. But can she say, like, I'm a queen? All right, go for it, right? Have fun with it. If anything, I feel like it gives her a bigger target. I feel like it makes her a way bigger target for people on the block, being like, oh, I'm a queen, I'm this, I'm that. Like, I think it overall makes things kind of worse for her. Let me fix my chat here. She was on the Amazing... Oh, was she on it with her sister? I thought she did with Brendan. Who is the queen of BB if not Rachel? It's a good question. That's a good question. There's options, right? Like, do you have to have it be a winner? That's tough too. Because, listen, just because you're a winner, it doesn't always mean you're the best player, right? Ooh, that's tough. Me personally, I think as far as like if we were just putting like players above her, I think 2 right off the bat, Danielle and Janelle. And look, you guys are all saying it too. Janelle, Danny Donato, maybe June. June could be one. June, because June's also a good winner. June's a good winner. That could be one. Nicole, I hate to say it, but maybe. Hold on now, Richie. Hold on now, Richie. I hate to admit it, but I think Nicole would have to be on the list. I think actually Nicole, as much as people don't like her, I think she's a decent player, right? And as far as her win goes, it's like, yeah, it was a returnee one or whatever. But even on her first season, I think like she had good skills. But I have to push back. She is not a 2-time winner. She is not. There is no 2-time winner. Reindeer's Game does not count. That is not Big Brother. That was a side mission. That was a whole nother thing. That does not count. Does not count. But I think she's in the conversation. I think she's in the conversation. Nicole is not a second, not a second-time winner, but Bubco, I'll give you that. Like, I think she deserves to be in that convo. I think she does. Vanessa's another good one, but also I'd put Vanessa above Rachel, but also like if it has to be a winner, that's where things get a little shaky too, right? Because she didn't end up winning, but I think Vanessa can be in that conversation just as well. Casey, another one who I think, while socially not as good, competition-wise, way up there. Way up there. So, like, another one that's in the conversation. It's tough. Meanwhile, we had Nathan coming on in, hitting that sub button. Nathan, you might not know this, but when you hit that sub button, me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Shh, don't tell anybody. But Nathan, me and you, we're going to the final 2. Hey, let me talk to Kathy real quick. Let me just Nathan, you're awesome. We're going to the end. Let me talk to Kathy. Kathy! Listen, Kathy, you hit that sub button. Guess what, Kathy? Me and you, we're going to the final 2. It's a secret alliance, though. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. We're going to the end. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Where are we here? Reggie won BB Australia. Oh, who's Reggie? From BB Australia? Oh, maybe. If you won twice. It's a different game, though. It's a different game. Worst BB player of all time? Oh, boy. There's so many. There's so many bad ones. We did do a ranking once. We did all, like, it was over 500, I think, house guests from BBUS and BB Canada. It was insane. An insane tier list. I loved Reindeer. Wish they would do it again. It's just not. Yes, that I'm with you on that, right? Reindeer's game was fun. Was fun for what it was, but it's not BB. It doesn't count the same. It's all competition based. There's like barely any social stuff to it. Like they're not even living in the house. They're just going there that day. They're not really sequestered. So yeah, it's more closely related to the challenge. If we're comparing it, it's more closely related to the challenge. It's Big Brother the Challenge during Christmas. Like that's really what it was. So yeah, I don't count it as the two-time winner. Or I still think Rachel, because she beat Janelle's HOH record. Yeah, that's Glenn. You got a point. Yeah, you got a point. Sari, Janelle, Danny, they're all closer. Raven, them comms can't compare with the challenge. Yes, they don't compare with the challenge. I'm just saying in general, the structure, right? Where it's like, oh, you win a challenge, then you get to put two people up to play in a challenge, and the loser goes home, right? Like it wasn't like they didn't vote. They didn't vote. There was not a single vote cast on Reindeer Games. Not a single one. If there's not a vote, it's not Big Brother. It's just not. Victoria the worst? Oh, baby. I said I liked Danielle earlier, but I can't stand her. I like Danny. Blew 8 on the challenge, did she? We need a legend. I agree. I agree. And here's my pitch, cynical, is do it like you do the celebrity seasons. Celebrity seasons are only about like what? Like a month, maybe a month and a half, right? It's like 30 to 40 days. We'd be done. We'd basically be done the season already if it was like what I'm suggesting. And you do it very fast paced, where maybe like 2 people are leaving a week, right? And you just have it kind of moving. I think that would be a lot of fun. And it's also how you get people to agree. Because one of the big issues with Big Brother in getting returnees to come back is they don't want to be there that long. Like Big Brother is an endurance reality show. Most of the other shows are over in like 2 weeks. Even Survivor's only 26 days now, right? So it's so much more of a commitment to go on Big Brother than it is to go on like The Traitors, which again, done in 2 weeks. Deal or No Deal Island, or, any of these other reality shows. So I think if they wanted to do one, you do like a Legends or an All-Star season, but it's like a shortened, condensed, fast-paced season of Big Brother. And then I think you can get some of the big names to come on in because they'd be a little bit more interested because they don't have to leave their job for 3 months, right? And I think that's a huge thing. Also, I think that could be very profitable for Paramount Plus. We were talking about last night. Paramount Plus has this huge big deal. They just signed with the UFC, $7.7 billion. The UFC is going to be paying Paramount Plus, and or Paramount Plus is going to be paying the UFC, or UFC is going to be paid by Paramount Plus to have the UFC shows, pay-per-views and stuff on it, right? And the big reason why Paramount is investing this money into it, because that's a lot of money to invest in something, is because they see live entertainment and live sports as the future of streaming. And we talked about this last night on the watch party. If a brand new show comes out on Netflix, or a brand new show comes out on Paramount Plus, I would say one of the ones that's out there right now, guys, this is a hot tip. If you want a really good show, like a really good show, Mobland on Paramount Plus. It's like the UK mobsters. It's so good. It's fantastic. It's got Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren. It's a fantastic show. It's on Paramount Plus. Here's the thing, though. When you release something like that on a streaming service, someone can watch it the week it comes out. right? As soon as it comes out, I think I have the feeds up and somebody just went to the bathroom. I had the feeds up. Rachel was going to the HOH bathroom. Made a huge noise as she was turning the wall. Anyway, as I was saying, when a show comes out on these streaming sites, you can watch it whenever, right? You can watch it the week it comes out. You can watch it 2 weeks, 2 years from afterwards, right? Whereas a live show, if it's like a live sports thing, like how they're paying for the UFC now, you watch it live, or else it's not the same, right? It's why the NFL gets so much money for their deals, because live sports gets people to watch in the moment, not later on. When in the moment is how you get them so that they're not skipping ads, right? They can't fast forward, they and all that stuff. And it's when you get the biggest numbers. Because if you have a show and then slowly over 3 years it gets big numbers, well, that's not as good as if it gets numbers the night it premieres, right? There's only one reality show like Big Brother that is it's very similar, where you can watch an old season of Big Brother anytime. But it's not the same as when you watched it live. Whereas Survivor, completely different. Survivor season 14, I think I brought that one up last night, which apparently also had a lot of production interference. So kind of perfect for what I'm trying to say here. If there's production interference on Survivor 14 and you watched it when it came out or you watched it now, it doesn't change your experience of watching the show. It's no different than if you watched it when it first came out all the way back in the day, or you watch it right now. But if you watch a season of Big Brother and you watch that now today, it's different, because we all know how different the edit can be from the live feeds. So people who are really invested in what's going on in the live feeds and what's going on during a season have a way different experience than if they're watching an old season of Big Brother. So I hope that Paramount Plus, if they have this vision of how streaming should be and that you should focus on live content, I have a hope that they're going to use a lot of this whole deal here, where they're like, hey, like we should have more live stuff going on. I would hope that Big Brother is a big part of like the infrastructure and developing it to make it good. Because if you're paying $7.7 billion for a thing, you better make sure it streams well. And if they have a platform to stream things well, that's going to help Big Brother no matter what. But also, if you're leaning that way to live content, I think it should be a thing that they invest in more. So I have hopes. I have high hopes for how things are going to go with Paramount and Big Brother in the future. A couple of things I want to get to. First off, I want to show our draft here. This is our draft board. It's our leaderboard. Who's this we got coming on in? Who's this? Oh, we got a couple people coming in here. We got a couple people. Because I also see Dave here. Now, Dave went and hit that sub button. Dave, guess what? Me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a secret, Dave. Me and you, we're going to the end. But, Dave, I got to go have a quick chat with Keegan. Let me talk to Keegan real quick, Dave. But me and you, we're going to the end. Thank you so much, Dave. Keegan, guess what, buddy? You didn't know this. But when you hit that sub button, me and you, we now have a final two. Shh, it's a secret alliance. Don't tell anybody, Keegan. But we're going to the end. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. This is our draft board. This is our leaderboard. I think if you do exclamation BB27, I think it comes up in chat. Let me see. We'll put it there. We'll see if the link pops up. I don't know if it will. It might. It might. It might not. It might not. The bot said no. Let me see. I think I can grab the link here. I think it's this one. Oh, nope. There it is. It was late. It was late, but it showed up. It was late, but it showed up. There's the link. You can check out the leaderboards here. But we can zoom on in and check it. Whoa, that's way too zoomed in. That was way too zoomed in. This here is our leaderboard. Up at the top, I Am Random Person, they are leading things off. Their team of Ava, Keanu, and Mickey with 40 points. Just behind them, though, in second place, we got a three-way tie. The Hyperfixation, Bodybuilder Barbie coming on in, and then Fredos. It's one of the two, maybe. I'm probably saying it completely wrong. All in a three-way tie for second with 39 points. And then we also have another three-way tie with 38 points with Eidolon? I'm saying it wrong and I apologize. Special K and HPS. Those are our top teams right now. And it looks like there's a few that have similar, right? Like we've got Bodybuilder, Barbie, and Fredos who have the same team. But our first and second place team have different teams. So that's kind of cool. They have Rachel and Mickey different. So that could be a big indicator on how things are going to go moving forward with this. And then even further down, there's a lot of different teams too. Like there's an Ava, Mickey, Riley team, Catherine, Keanu, and Kelly team. So this is our leaderboard. You can check up on how you're doing. A lot of great teams on in here, but who will win? We will have to find out. You can also check in on how the scores are being tabulated. I think I got everything right. I'm not going to lie. There could be mistakes. If you catch mistakes, let me know. But for right now, this is our leaderboard for our BB27 draft. Also, speaking of drafts, I wanted to mention, we did one last year. We did a fantasy football league. It was everybody who was interested in doing the fantasy football league. I have a league that's set up from the people from last time. But I also don't know if everybody's still interested, if everybody that was in that wants to redo it. And what I'm thinking of is also doing a second one. So what I might do, if we have enough interest, right? If there's enough people that are really interested in doing the fantasy football, we might even just have two leagues going. Where I might just take everybody and make it into two different leagues. So it's like, oh, we got a whole thing going on. So we just have everybody involved that we can. So here's what I'm going to say. If you want to do the fantasy football league, we'll set it up next Friday. I'll have an actual league set up that we can have join. But in the meantime, if you want to get in and you're in the Discord, make sure you I'll put a post in Discord and like react to it or something like that. I'll even do that right now. Let me do that right now. And then if you're interested in the fantasy football league, if you react to it, that'll also give me a gauge on how many people are actually interested in the fantasy football. So let me see. If you are wanting to be in the fantasy football draft, react here. And we'll start it off with a little football. There's it's in the Discord, it's in the sports channel. If you react with the football, that'll give me a gauge on how many people actually want to do it. If you're not in the Discord, don't worry. That's just like kind of my gauge. Because if I have to set up two leagues, I'll set up two leagues. If one's going to be good, we'll just do the one. But either way, we'll figure it all out. And we'll do some fun fantasy football leagues. Also, that's another question I have. Because I actually don't know the answer to this. Does anybody know, can we do like one of those survivor leagues? It's basically where like you pick who you think isn't going to lose that week. And if the team you picked loses that week, you're eliminated. Does anybody know if there's an easy way to do a pool like that? Does Yahoo have a way to do that? Is there another site that has a way to do that? If you know of a way to do a survivor pool easily with a bunch of people, because that's when I feel like we could have like 50 people on in there and it wouldn't matter, right? So if anybody knows of an easy way to do that, if there's a site that lets you do survivor pools easily, like I know there's a bunch of different, fantasy leagues and stuff out there and like sites that do the fantasy football. So if there is a way to do that, or Another one that would be interesting, if anybody knows the way to do a group for like daily fantasy football or like weekly fantasy football, where each week you pick like a team of players and you can pick a new team, but you have like a budget. Has anybody ever done that before? Where you do like you pick like a team and like these receivers cost $50, but these receivers cost $40, and then some are like real cheap. They're like $5 because they don't think they're gonna do well. So if anybody knows a site that can do stuff like that for the drafts and stuff for it, let me know, because I would love to be able to do that with you guys. I think that would be a lot of fun. Sleeper, I think, has an option to do that. I'll have to check out Sleeper. I've heard of Sleeper, so I'll have to check and see, because I think that would be a lot of fun. And what we'll do, we'll set it up next Friday. Because then let me double check. I was looking at this the other day to make sure like we have enough time. Because yeah, if we set it up for next Friday to like make sure we get everybody into the stuff, the Friday after that, the 29th, we could do our draft on the 29th on that Friday morning. Or that Friday evening, whatever works best. Like if people say like, oh, I can't all make it to that Friday or whatever, we could do it in the evening. You can also set up your draft like previously. And then if we're doing like the special ones, it's really more of just a sign up, right? And we get everybody signed up for stuff. It's called an Eliminator League. All right, I'll have to look into that too. ESPN has one. All right, so ESPN, Sleeper, Eliminator League. All right, I'll have to look into that. If anybody has links or anything, if you find it, like post it in the Discord or send me a message or something, and we'll get set up. Who's this coming on in here? Vanessa with the $10 super chat. Vanessa, did Mickey and Morgan talk to Rachel about noms? Who/what was the pitch? Thank you, Ori, for your updates. And 18K. Vanessa, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm 20 minutes behind, says Vanessa. Don't worry, Vanessa. You're fine. It is a good question, though. Mickey and Morgan have not talked about the noms to Rachel. They didn't have a one-on-one with her yet. And in fact, Morgan was even saying she doesn't know if she even wants to have a one-on-one with Rachel. And she's saying, I don't even want to try. I don't even want to have the conversation. All right, then enjoy yourself on the block, I guess. Enjoy yourself on the block. Yahoo. Yahoo. What is this? The 90s? Love it. Yahoo. But yeah, we'll definitely get that all set up. I don't have a Discord, but my kids can help me. It's my 15-year-old daughter's favorite. Let's go, Tasha. We do a BB lottery. You put in all the names that are playing and a group of players, and you draw from a hat who picks and who you have. Ooh, okay. Rachel did say one-on-ones is not common in Big Brother, and Keanu said they have them every season. That is weird that she would say, because one-on-ones are common, right? It is common to have one-on-ones. But I think Rachel was just trying to push like the narratives, you know? Like she's trying to push it in certain ways. You're welcome, Vanessa. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see where we are. Yes, that is the jingle I was thinking of. Ori, how old are you? I'm trying to figure out if we're the same age. I'm an enigma. I'm both old and young. I can quote movies from the 80s. I'll listen to songs from the 80s, but I'll also be quoting stuff from the 90s, from the 2000s. I'm an enigma. You have to guess. You have to figure it out. I'm an old soul. I'm gonna guess around 30. You're not too far off. You're very close. I'll give you this hint. I've literally seen every season of Big Brother and was very much alive and aware when season 1 was going on. So that should give you a hint. I'm at least that old. 39 is my T-Gold. T-Gold. Chill, T-Gold. Not that old. I'm not there yet, T-Gold. It's lower. It's definitely lower. It's definitely lower than 39. Stop guessing 39. Stop guessing 39. It's definitely lower. I'm 60, almost 61. Remember the 70s and after. Let's go, Glenn. 29? I wish. I have hit 30. That is true. He's 36, definitely, maybe. 30, sir, I'm 39. I'm not that old. Darren, I'm not saying, but I'm saying, Darren, if you weren't 39 and people told you you were 39, you'd feel some type of way. You want people to say, oh, you look great. Are you 21? You're 21, aren't you? That's what you always want people to say. Around the oldest child, 34 years. Oh, okay. 30 gang rise up. 43 is my age already. 35. I'm dying. You have 29-year-old skin. I hope it looks that good. I just feel it in my soul. 34. I could quote movies from the 30s. I'm not that much older than you. I'm an age, exactly, an ancient soul. It's an ancient soul. Yeah, not in my 40s. I'm not in my 40s. That I can confirm. You're definitely young in spirit. I will say one of the things that that's always been about me too is like I just get along with people, right? Like I really feel like age is just kind of like a number that, you know, defines how many times you went around the sun, right? Otherwise, I felt like I've always gotten along. Like whenever I was at work or something like that, I got along with the older crowd. I got along with the younger crowd. Like I'm able to interact with everybody and have good conversations and connect. And I have interests that will overlap. Like one of my things is I'm like relentless with that. Like I will find something that we can bond over. Like what is it? I don't know what it is just yet, but I'll find a thing. I will. Whether it's a movie or a TV show or some place you went to or whatever it is, your favorite food, like I will figure out a way to bond with you over something. We'll find something. Or he sounds like a fun coworker. I will say I was always pretty popular. Lion King on the NES. You got to have spice in your life. Absolutely. Will's HQs. Will has done well this season compared to what was expected. I think so too. I think Will's done a good job. He hasn't done like much as far as like a big game move, but he's playing well. Like I think he's got himself in a good position. He was a little bit worried there that he was going to end up being the pawn over and over, but that all ended up working out with him for him as well, where he's kind of gotten away from that now. My strategy in the BB house would be relate to each person on a personal level. It's like, exactly, Alexander. And that's one of the biggest things people forget to do, right? If you don't go and make those connections with the people, there's no reason why they shouldn't put you up on the block. But if you're able to just make that personal connection, even if you don't have a game relationship, they're way less likely to put you on the block. Just get to know people, make it real, like actually like learn about them, right? And show interest in what they're thinking about, right? Even if you actually don't care, because sometimes you will have people that you just don't get along with and you just got to fake it. Because that was always the thing too, right? Like just because I got along with everybody always liked me, doesn't mean I always liked all my coworkers. Listen, sometimes there's a coworker that you just can't stand, but I'm the type where it's like, look, if I'm gonna get through this, I gotta make it fun. I gotta at least pretend. I gotta at least try. Because the attempt, trying to make it work, at least will be fun for me. Right? Like at least putting on the act of trying to make that connection, at least it's gonna be fun for me. Happy birthday, Raptured, my son. Just turned 19. Happy birthday to your son. If least hated person, other side will not target you as much. Right? The less hated, the more likely you won't go on the block. And that is always a good thing. I do too, hey. I do too. And it's one of the things, like, I said it before. Or you are my sons. I appreciate that, princess. It's one of the things I said before. I'm so proud, right? Like we were talking about earlier. I hit 18,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. But one of the things I love is not just like the amount of people are here. It's the kind of people that we've gotten in here. and the kind of community that we've really built around. One that it's like, who cares what you think, who you are, what your different opinions are, and if you have different opinions, good, because we want to hear them. We want to have these conversations, because at the end of the day, we all love Big Brother. And we all have different backgrounds. We all come from different places. There's people from all around the world who come and gather around here. And to me, like, that's awesome that we have built such a positive, fun place filled with so many different people who have so much different life experiences. But at the end of the day, all love BB. And then place it here who's going to get banned for liking the Cowboys. But it's been awesome. It's been a wild ride. Vince tries, but forgot about 3 or 4 people. Don't finish. You were my son's double hanger to the tree. And Ori, his name is Corey. That's all. That's awesome, princess. One letter off. Ori is the best for that. Everyone welcomes. Everyone's welcome, and the laughter is the best medicine. Absolutely. This is hilarious, and it is. A doppelganger. We don't go around the sun. Abraham's like, listen, hold on a second. I disagree, Abraham. I think we do go around the sun, but if you have a different view, let me know. I'll hear you out. I knew a girl once who didn't think space was real. She thought space was fake. All of it. It was like a project. I think she thought it was a projection. I think that was her running theory, was a projection. And listen, she would get very upset when I would ask about it. She would get very upset. But I was just interested. I just wanted to know more. I was fascinated by this idea, and I needed to know more. And she didn't want to tell me. She wouldn't let me know. And I'm like, listen, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking because I think differently. I think space is very real. But it's a thing. I just noticed Vince is now on a potato on the board. And I can't stop it. It's the egg detective. He's the egg detective. We had to have Vince on there. Earth is flat, sadly. We're just a flat plane sitting in space. The Ferriman, Ori, the Ferriman. A projection is wild. She made Paradise before Hulu. T-Gold! Yo! Paradise! How great is that show? How great is that show, Paradise, T-Gold? It's so good. And like, I didn't know anything going on into it. Listen, I'm not even going to tell you guys anything about Paradise. Just go watch Paradise on Hulu. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's so good. It's so good. I love the main dude in it. I had never seen him in anything else, but he's awesome. And then I liked the other dude in it. What was the other dude? The one who had like the little relationship with the other Secret Service detective. They were playing Wii. I thought that guy was such a cool character. Oh, and the what's his name? Morrison, Cyclops from the X-Men. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Incredible. Is Ori your real name or your nickname? It's really unique. I like the joke that it's Orlando. It's definitely Orlando. It is not Orlando. Sterling K. Brown. Yeah, he's so good. Yes, James Marsden. Marsden. I don't know how you say his name. But both of them, incredible. So good. Such a good show. I highly recommend it. That and Mobland. Paradise and Mobland. Go check it out. Oriander. Arena. Yeah, Arena. Rory? No, it's not Rory. Sterling K. Brown is amazing. He's so good in that show. It's called Paradise, and it's fantastic. Solange? I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. But listen, when you hit that sub button, you didn't know this. Me and you, we now have a final 2. Shh, it's a secret. Don't tell anybody, but we're going to the end. We're going to the end. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Mobland Sense. Oh, it's so good. And it's produced by oh, what's his name? It's the guy who did like Stock, Lock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He's the British director. I think he was dating Madonna for a little bit. Guy Ritchie. Yes, place it here. Guy Ritchie didn't direct it, but he produces this show. And in Mobland, it feels like a Guy Ritchie show. It's so good. It's so good. Speaking of Guy Ritchie, there's another show that I don't know if a lot of people know about. It was also a movie, but then they made it a show. Both are amazing. What's it called again? I'm blanking on it. But it's the same type of deal. It's like the UK like underground and like the crime scene and everything. It's so good. Such good shows. Guy Ritchie's awesome. Taylor Sheridan, that's the guy who does Yellowstone and all those shows, right? And then I think he's got more now. I haven't seen all of his stuff, but I think he did one with Hawkeye from the MCU that I was really interested too. He does some good stuff. Yellowstone, here's my thing with Yellowstone. Like season 1, 2, maybe 3. I forget when does he throw the snake at the dude? If you've seen Yellowstone, you know what I'm talking about. He throws the snake at the guy, and there's before he throws the snake at the guy, and there's after he throws the snake at the guy. Before he throws the snake at the guy, amazing. After he throws the snake at the guy, that's when the show went downhill for me. Everything after that, it was just felt like so long and drawn out, and it was like, where are we going with this? And then what's his name left the show, so that was like a whole issue. I do really like it. What was it, the 1823 or whatever it is, that show, and then like the 1923. Both of those are really good. 18 whatever is like a mini series, and then the 1923's got Harrison Ford, and that's really good too. But yeah, Paramount has a lot of good stuff on there. Happy Gilmore 2. I liked Happy Gilmore 2. I thought the first half, like the first like hour of Happy Gilmore 2 was almost perfect. It was almost the perfect sequel that they could have done for the Happy Gilmore series. I thought it was fantastic. Then it got really weird towards like the end, like the final like big thing that they do, like the whole golfing scene at the end. I didn't like any of that. I thought that was a little overdone. But otherwise, I thought that the first half of Happy Gilmore, they crushed it. I thought it was so good. Yeah, the ending was cheesy, but the beginning part was like, this is a perfect. They made like a 90s movie today. I was like, they crushed it. But then the end was like, the golf Fortnite stuff, right? It was like, you're losing me here. You're losing me a little bit. I get that it was kind of like dodgeball, like they were going for a dodgeball feel, as far as like the tone of the movie. But that part didn't land for me. Otherwise, I thought it was great. The Gentleman, that's what I was talking about. Yes. The Gentleman. The movie, fantastic. The movie's got what's his face? The all right guy. He's in the movie. Amazing. Really good. But then the show, there's a show for The Gentleman, and the brother who dresses like the chicken with the shotgun. Oh my God, what a show that is. The Gentleman. It's so good. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. All right. T-Rex arms. Oh no. Not the T-Rex arms. We all watch through different lenses. The discussions are great. Absolutely, Lauren. Absolutely. But yeah, what a wild week I think we're in for here with Rachel as HOH. It's gonna be insane. I think Rachel should put up Mickey. That girl needs to go. I liked her early on, but she has changed. Put up Lauren and Catherine and Mickey. Would lose to them. If Mickey gets up on the block, put up Morgan. I think she's not going to do Catherine, because I think she wants to keep the Catherine and Riley thing as an option. I think she might do Morgan, Mickey, and Lauren, or Morgan, Mickey, and Vince. I think those are her 3 options, or her 2 options. This is just what I'm thinking, because she hasn't said this. She's keeping it really close to her chest. We might not actually know what her nominees are going to be until she does it. So I think, because she talked about this to Ashley, where she's like, I think I have 2 options, but I have to think about who's going to be on the block and stuff like that. So I think what she means, I think option 1, the one where she like can't miss, is Mickey, Morgan, Lauren. Because if she puts Mickey, Morgan, Lauren up, if one of them comes down, she could put Vince up. And then still, she's looking good. Because she either breaks up Mickey and Morgan, or she breaks up Vince and Lauren. The other option is potentially just putting Vince up right away. But I think one of the things is she kind of would want Vince to be an option for Blockbuster. So I think she might use him as the back door and even potentially play it to Vince and Keanu. Like, see, I didn't even put you up on the block, Vince. Until she has to put him up on the block. Riley could be another option, Dawn. I've thought about that too. But again, I think she wants to keep the Riley Catherine thing as an option to go to. So I think it would probably be smart for her not to do that, to maybe build that trust, to maybe have it to a point where she can actually work with Riley and Catherine, especially because Kelly has said she likes Riley and Catherine as well, and she's trying to work with Kelly. But I don't know. Vince doesn't have a chance to play in veto. That's the thing, right? So I'm thinking if she keeps him off the block, he won't have a chance at veto, and then he can be the replacement nominee. The scary part in that, though, is if Vince wins veto, takes down Lauren, which I think is what he would do, or Mickey and Morgan, then you're looking at somebody else as a replacement nominee, and you start having to do somebody like a Catherine or a Riley, or even a Kelly. She's not going to put up Ashley, Will, or Ava. So you start running into a little bit of a tight spot there. So that's why I don't know what she's planning, but I think those are the thoughts running through her head. So we'll see what she actually ends up doing. And I'll be honest, I don't know if we're going to get a real answer on that until she does it. I think she has to be careful that Lauren isn't too easy for them to dump. I'm with you on that too, right, Laura? Because I think she sees that. She's like, why Lauren? Lauren would be a waste of the HOH. So it's why I also think maybe she'll just do Mickey, Morgan, Vince right off the rip. And then Lauren would be a replacement. But then it's like, oh, why do I do that? Who could I put up else? Maybe that's when you go and do Riley. Maybe. And you break up Riley and Catherine. Which would be kind of crazy for Rachel to be the one breaking up the showmance. And being the one to get between her and her man. Or should I say him and his girl? If we get Riley in the diary room saying nobody comes between me and my girl, it'll be all worth it. It'll be all worth it, people. We can say we've gotten peak Big Brother. Nothing can be better than if we get Riley saying nobody comes between me and my girl, and it's Rachel the one who's doing it. Full circle. Come full circle with that, baby. Have a good one, everyone. Gotta go. I'm neglecting it. Don't neglect the children. Don't neglect the children. We're probably going to be wrapping it up here in a little bit. We've been going for a good long while. Who's going up? So Anne, that's the thing. We don't 100% know. Rachel's keeping the cards close to her chest. If I had a guess, though, I'm thinking it would be Mickey, Morgan, and maybe Vince, maybe Lauren. But I think Mickey and Morgan are locks. I think Mickey and Morgan are almost guaranteed to go up on the block. Because otherwise, like, who does she put up? I don't even know what she would really do other than that. Rachel breaking up the showmance. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain vibes. 100%. I do crack myself up, Rose. I do. Rachel might decide to use the idea Keanu had, keep Vince for 5 votes. Right, Glenn? And I think might be her only shot, is to try that. Even though I don't think it's going to work out, and she knows it's not going to work out, I think she knows that's her only shot. The comp was like a memory one where you had to run between different rooms, and there would be like things in there that you have to like run back out and answer a question about, and then like run back into another room and ask a question. Something along those lines. But then they also described it like Mario Party. So I don't know 100% what it was, but it was something like a memory. And like running around. Thank you for this. Well, thank you for joining. It's always been fun. If she was smart, she would take out Riley if she can. It wouldn't be a bad move. It really wouldn't. I'd be shocked if Mickey and Morgan are. I'm with you. I would be shocked if they weren't up there. Not Kelly or Final Two, right? Not her new Phillip. I'm pretty sure she doesn't like Kelly. She might put Kelly up there. So I don't think she likes Kelly, but I think she sees Kelly as someone she has to work with Keanu. Because like she's at that point where she needs people to help her who are going to win competitions. So it's one of those things where it's like she might not like it, but she's got to do it and suck it up. Ori, I left a note in your VC, your Discord, to maybe watch OTT together soon. I can stream it for everyone who's interested. Lisa, do you have like a good thing for OTT? Because that's something where like I think OTT is like hard to watch now, right? Like that's one of those shows where it's like I don't even know if you can really like rewatch the season that well, because Paramount got rid of so much of it. So if you have stuff for that, that would be actually pretty cool to watch that. Ori Riley was crying because Catherine said thanks. Yes, she was like, "Oh, you do so much for me. You care about me." It was hilarious. I think too many are writing off Ava. I think so too. I think Ava's actually at a good spot. I got her up at the top of my board up here as someone who I think's doing pretty well for the most part. So I think a lot of people are counting her out. The big problem is I don't know if a lot of people respect her game. They like her, but I don't think they see her as a player just yet. So we'll have to see. Mickey and Morton about to find out. It doesn't matter how you treat people, it's how you make them feel. 100% butterflies. 100%. Terrible jury management skills, right? They're thinking about jury too much. Well, he was crying probably because he didn't have the HOH room to be a creep. No, he was just so happy with Catherine. He was just so happy. He was moved. He was moved. What fantasy football app do you use? So Rod Sky, I think right now we have it set up on Yahoo, but we were talking about trying to do something else. So I was asking for recommendations. One of the ones I wanted to do was like a survivor pool where like you choose like a team that's gonna win that week, and if they lose, you're eliminated. If you win, you move on, but you can't pick them again. And then also if we were able to do like the daily fantasy, and if we were able to have a group that way, I thought that would be fun too. So if you know of a good app or platform to use, Rod Sky, let me know. Ori, where in sports in Discord fantasy football post? Yeah, sports, and then it should be in there in the fantasy football thing. I'll pin it as well so that you can find it under the pinned. There we go. I pinned it so that you can find the message. But yeah, go to the Discord. You can react to the message in Discord if you want to get in on the fantasy football. We're going to set that up next week and then possibly a draft the week after on Friday. I'd love to do, right? I think that would be fun. See, restraining. There might be. It might be. DR had to say something because she came out crying, ran to the bathroom crying, and she kept asking what was wrong. I didn't see that part. For me, what I saw was him in the shower and her telling him how much she was thankful for him and how well he treats her, and he was crying from that. So maybe DR had a little something to do with it. I immediately said I don't want to force you into anything. Who is the potential bad bedroom moment? Jared and Blue, Riley. Oh gosh, who knows? We could have a butterfly floaty moment. Even who knows? Is it possible that Kelly volunteers again? She already tried. She already tried to volunteer, and Rachel shut it down. She was like, "Stop volunteering for the block. Don't do it anymore." I might actually get Discord for that or whatever. Just let us know. Absolutely. You don't need to get it for it, right? You don't need to get Discord to do the fantasy football. We're going to set it up next week. Discord was just like a way of, if you're in the Discord, I can kind of gauge a number and decide how many leagues we need to set up or how many people we need for it and stuff like that. Found it. Thanks. There you go. I agree, Norma. He probably has a few in his past. Did the shower was right after. He couldn't say what was wrong. Oh, maybe, Lisa, because I missed that part. Diarra told him his wages were attached. Oh, no. Oh, no. Not the wage gouging. What do they call that? Garnish. Not the wage garnish. Love Friday mornings. They're the best. Ori, what's your sleep schedule? No sleep. My what is sleep? I've never heard of it. Is this new? Kiki, have they what sleep? Did they just invent this? Is this like a new thing? I drink coffee and I drink Monsters. So worst case, Rachel could use Kelly since she volunteered. I guess worst case, yeah. Survivor fantasy, not football. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we could do that too. I'm looking forward to the fantasy football stuff. Never done it before, but always wanted to try it. Yeah, T-Gold, come on and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please don't use Kelly. Kelly and Riley haven't. They do. I think they just kind of bond. Like they get each other. They're a little bit outcast, right? They're a little bit different. So I think they got like an interesting little odd connection. And Kelly definitely pushed Riley and Catherine as people like she wants to work with Rachel. Has she named? No, Lotus. She's keeping her cards very close to her chest. If I had a guess, though, Mickey, Morgan are almost guaranteed. Maybe Vince, maybe Lauren. She says she has a plan. That's for sure. Theme song "No Sleep" by Wiz Khalifa. Absolutely. I slept through most of it because they have been coming back so late. Did Rachel and Ava talking. I did see Rachel and Ava talking, and then Vince and Keanu when Vince was in the shower. Yeah, so Rachel and Ava were kind of catching up. Ava was trying to kind of push for Mickey to and Rachel to patch things up, but I don't think it's going to happen. And then Keanu was telling Vince that he should be good because Rachel kind of said, like, maybe I wasn't actually thinking of putting Vince up because he was saying, like, don't put Vince up. And she's like, I actually wasn't kind of thinking of that. But here's the thing. We know Rachel. She's keeping those cards close. She's not really telling anybody anything. So Vince very well could still be an option. So Kat should she see that as the future. Will is getting up. Will's getting up. He probably is getting up. This is about the time Will would get up. It's pretty telling that she has no number one since she has a 100% Laura, right? Like no one. She's and that's where I got to give Rachel credit. It's the smart thing to do. She's also a vet. She should know this, right? Like this is basic Big Brother, right? If you don't trust somebody, you don't tell them. You keep your cards close. You give them something. You tell them I have a plan. You tell them, oh, well, this person's definitely safe, and I think this person's not going up either. But like if you don't trust them, you don't give them 100%. You give them just enough to satisfy them and keep them wanting more. That they come back to you to try and get more information. So I got to give her credit for that. But again, as a vet, this is something she should know. This is something she should do. So like how much credit you want to give her, it's up to you. But a little bit. You pretty much count on Vinny staying up. Oh yeah, Donnie. Yes, Vince is always up at 4 a.m. taking a shower. And I'll be honest, guys, a lot of times when that happens, that's when I start recording my video. Because I go, all right, I can finally just get it done. Vince is just getting a shower. Hopefully nobody goes to talk to him. You don't need Discord for Fantasy League. What's the other option? So you don't need Discord. Discord's just like where I'm trying to gauge numbers. We're going to set it up next week. And I'll have all the information because I have to figure out what site I'm going to use to sign everybody up for it. And hopefully it's going to be a nice, easy link I can just post in the chat and then you can join that way. Hopefully. I'm gonna get it all set up for next week. Right now I'm just trying to gauge the numbers on it. He showers more and more. Zach is a memory. We still live. I will say, I know these came in a little while ago, but we had Spartan fan. Guess what? You hit that subscribe button. You didn't know this when you did it, but me and you, we now have a secret alliance. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret, but we're going to the final two. Hold on, Spartan fan. I gotta go have a chat here with Mary Ellen. Let me chat with Mary Ellen real quick. Me and you don't. We're going. Mary Ellen, guess what? Me and you, we now have a secret alliance. It's a secret. Don't tell anybody. But we're going to the final two, Mary Ellen. Me and you. Thank you so much for hitting that sub button. All right, let's get through a couple of these last chats before we call it a night or call it a day here. 100. If I don't trust, don't tell. But she still needs 100% needs the allies, which is why she's trying to get Keanu to straighten up and not be so crazy. If you need a fantasy football person to fill a spot, let me know. Absolutely, Bondo. You're always welcome. Vince has been enjoying his showers too much. He has. Star Seed coming on over, hitting that follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. We are live on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. You're free to watch wherever you like. But thank you so much for coming on in. If Kat wins HOH next week, her mom will send her a letter telling them to back off. Oh, no. Already barely remember Zach. That would be too funny. Who's Zach? Let's remember the like button. Yes, remember that like button. Keanu just isn't trustworthy. Rachel, by not telling noms, gives Mickey no time to fight them. 100%. That's true too. Keanu is like the teenager, teenage son Rachel never birthed. Zach gone. Who will be the shirtless 90% of the time? Keanu thinks he's playing D&D. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do like a little mini D&D campaign in there. Maybe like towards the end when there's less players, and if he's still there, maybe they'll try and do that when they're like really bored. Like, you know, when like Final Five, they're getting like the tie-dye shirts and stuff like that. Maybe that's when like they'll try and do like a D&D session because they're just so bored. So I'm hoping Keanu makes it that far. Yeah, the letters are all pre-written. They do sometimes have them like written, like again, like if somebody wins a second time for HOH, usually they only have the one letter. So sometimes they might have them write another one. But a lot of times they'll just have them write multiple ones now, or like one from, you know, Brendan that he'll write like before the season, or one from like his sister, from her sister, maybe later. But yeah, most of them are all pre-written now. When do you think the wall comp will be? I don't know. I was thinking it was going to be like right when jury starts. A lot of times it's either just before jury or just after jury starts. If we had a 9-person jury, that would have been this week. I actually have a suspicion that it's not a 9-person jury. I think it's going to be a 7, which I think I prefer a 7-person jury anyway. When it feels like more people are making jury than not, it always feels a little weird. So I prefer a 7-person jury where less people are actually making it to the end. So I would say that's when we'll see the wall competition, is maybe like a week or two more. Because if we lose somebody this week and it's jury starts, we're at a 9-person jury. If it's not, then we would need 2 more people to go, right? We're doing my quick math right. So it would either be 1 or 2 weeks from now would be the wall comp, which I think would line up pretty well too. I like the challenge where they have to spell the words out and realize most can't spell. That would be me over here. What's the one that Brendan used both times to win? It wasn't Technotronics. I wouldn't be that bad. But was it like Understanding? I think Brendan won with like Understanding twice. Or it was something like that. And that's the only thing I know to do is try and find like words you can add ing and like or any like a prefix. If you can do like regeneration, right? Anything like that with like those extras on top. Other than that, like, I don't know, big words. Like I say, I'm just a goofy dude on the internet. Yeah, understand, because it's such a simple word, but it's long. It's like 2 words in one with ing on top of it. So it's just like all these extra add-ons. So that's the only one. Better than shotgun, that's for sure. CJ, you ain't wrong. I wonder if it's a double eviction next week. They'll let one person try and come back. I want more twists. I love speculation. I'm with you, but also we won't get a double eviction until Blockbuster's over. As long as there's Blockbuster, we can't have a double eviction. Though, isn't next week supposed to be like a 2-hour? Isn't there a 2-hour show coming up? I think somebody in the comments said that there's a 2-hour show coming up next week. I don't remember if that's actually what Julie said or not. Is that true? Or am I making stuff up? Because if there's a 2-hour show coming up, maybe. But otherwise, with the hour-long show and the Blockbuster, they just can't do the doubles. Goofier. Yeah, goofier. Just a good old goofier. Pressure cooker would be great. Especially, I think, with this cast. I think pressure cooker would be fun. I don't remember hearing anything. That was the thing, too. I barely pay attention sometimes to Julie. I'm going to be honest. I heard Arutev, but that's all I heard. So if not, then maybe not. Mickey's an Aries. That makes sense. I don't know nothing about zodiacs. I don't know. I'm a Taurus. Did that just open you guys up to a lot of things that make sense now? Now that I say I'm a Taurus, are a bunch of you in chat being like, "Oh, of course you are, Ori." Are most of you in chat being like, "Well, now it all makes sense." Oh, you're a Taurus too? There you go. Rod's like, it makes sense. Dina the Explorer. Make sure you check out Dina. Dina's awesome. But Dina's a fellow Taurus. Let's go. I'm Aries, Taurus, I've been told. Love Taurus. May 9th. The Mixter must go. I'm a Taurus as well. Bruno is an Aries. Exactly. I'm like, if Mickey's an Aries, makes sense. Annalise was definitely a spelling word. Analice. Just heard the next traders would be no celebs. Wait, really, Morrow? Really? Fun fact, actually, you guys don't know this. I actually got an email for the first season of the Traders where they were doing casting. And if you guys remember, the first season of the Traders US was half celebrity, half non. And I got an email about it. And they were like, hey, you should try out for this new reality show. It's like Among Us or whatever. And I didn't reply. And the reason I didn't was because they said it was going to be in like Scotland and you would have to travel. And it was during the COVID stuff. And I just never replied to it. And I was like, damn, I should have done that one. I should have said yes to that one. You should apply it out, maybe. That would be another one that I'd be interested in doing. Like, I don't have an interest in playing Survivor. I don't want to go starve on an island. Listen, I like having a working, running toilet. Like I like having a nice shower. I like a nice big meal. I have no interest in going on a beach and starving. It's not in my wheelhouse. I don't want to have bugs dug out of my leg who have buried their way in there. Traders, though, I'd be down for some traders. Traders would be fun. Trader I'd be into. Literally the only reality show I've ever been like, yo, this is the one I want to do is Big Brother. Big Brother was the only one that I ever was like, that's the show I would want to do, and that's the show I think I would do really well in and I would have fun with. Traders I like traders, and I think I'd be down for that. Yes, Donna Kelsey's gonna be on the traders. You know, I am 100% rooting for Donna. Gotta root for the Donna Kelsey. Gotta. That is a must. Listen, if there is a way, my ultimate goal is listen, I only want to get the 20K. We'll get the 20K. We'll get Donna Kelsey to do an interview on my YouTube channel. So then that way I get to become best friends with Jason Kelsey. That is, I only started this YouTube channel so I could become friends with Jason Kelsey. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I only started it, not because I like Big Brother, just for the one day where Donna Kelsey would come on and do an interview, then I could become friends with Jason Kelsey. That's the only reason I did this. But yeah, I'm gonna be a huge Donna fan when she's on. She better be chosen as a traitor. Oh man, it would be so good if she was. Jason, that's a pipeline to Taylor Swift. Everyone wants to be with Jason Kelsey. He's the man. Gigi, what's your daughter's name? Oh, you're gonna get another one. She has to be a traitor. She'd be such a good traitor. Such a good traitor. Such a good traitor. But I think on that note is a good time to call it a day. Thank you guys all so much for coming on out and joining me here this Friday morning. It's been a lot of fun. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Mara with the $5 super chat. If you become friends with Jason Kelsey, I'm a Swiftie. Absolutely. Hit that like button. It lets YouTube know what we're doing here is a good time. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. We do daily live feed updates all season long. Check out the links to all my socials. There's Twitter and Discord. Great place to keep up with stuff. Don't worry if you're not interested. It's fine. But if you are, you can check those out. Discord as well. Great place to chat about all different stuff. About what's happening on the live feeds and everything like that. Also, check out the Ori Fund. Great place to support Oris everywhere. Never required, but always appreciated. And honestly, just thank you guys for all that you guys do. I really cannot thank you enough. Also, I apologize. I think someone was in the hangout. No, I forgot you were gonna ask stuff. I'm gonna jump in there after the stream. I'll answer your questions off stream. But thank you guys all so much for all that you do. We will be back again here tomorrow where we'll find out nominations and everything else that went on today. Thank you guys once again, and I will see you next time.
You should be.